Never mind me while I'm stepping out my circumference. I feel the nerves trickling down. It's life humbling. My words stutter, stumbling, staggered, I'm caught off guard. This the life of a jigaboo, introverted, I'm scarred. Whoa. My murder been the melodies while they sing the choruses. Direct message from Slade saying we need more of it. Paranoia in my state, I see envy at high rates. Now it's crop off the fate, turn great so I fly straight. Was gone for a minute, now I'm back like an X with big factors. I see you turn flat like extinct like some raptors. When I drop through prayer, persistence, practice and patience, we move to greener pastures. They saying life is a matter of mastering basics and mastering patience. More time I get tired of waiting. Maybe it's fate procrastinating. The times are bad, so it really had me sprung like she got me doing things that I never do. You thought that we connected when in fact it was trauma bonding. Just leave it up to me to break the rules, never corresponding. My childhood filled with fence climbs and knee scrapes and bikes and kicking it by the street signs. The older I get, I'm trying to lessen any screen time. The bounce back heavy, I rock steady on climb. This world's a fucking loop, the news will pick and choose whatever truth they wanna give to you. I cannot stomach it, so I poop. Oops. When life turns sweeter, the lemon mouths get louder. But I'm amplified with ghosts from God like that boy Fowler. Working like I got that point to prove. But truth be told, the proof is right in the pudding, no point to lose. 60 for the crepes, yeah, I did that just because. She expecting more, girl, you know I'm saving up. Left me on red, well, it was what it was. Never stress over them joints or in downs when times get rough, so I ghost. Long are the days when we was close, and when I see you, it's like two completely different type of ghosts. I approach the weekly fire dropping, which I'm feeding. Still, I don't expect to be the one. Your boy having fun. Still, the songs get spun like Beyblades and teacups. My fun fair to those that ever really know me from jump. So what's up, I've been the one they all depended on like TJ. Now they're dead wilder than a furry knockout punch, leaving them straight stunned. It's hella fun. Through the lot, now you know I'm coming through. When the growth look good on you, best believe they wanna screw now. I've been trying to climb, devil threw me in the dark. Baby, don't be insecure, you can still go make a mark like blow. Could never let them drain my soul now. Blow. Table turning like doorknobs, wow. Blow. I think I'm about to set sail. I'm a walking, living legend, walking with my chest out. Life keep dealing me cards, I keep spinning.
Yo, big up people in the building. Big up, big up, big up, man. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone's doing blessed, man. Make sure you guys, as always, let's just get the formalities out of the way. Smash that like button. Make sure you share. Make sure you subscribe to the damn channel. Of course, I am joined this afternoon by Mr. Harris himself, Mr. Junior Game Manager. Hope you're doing well. Just before we get into anything, guys, his link is in the description. So if you guys want to watch some tactical analysis, please head on over to his Instagram. Check out those reels. Really, really, really good content. Before I get to the guys in the chat, though, Junior, man, how you doing today, man?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Nah, man. All bless, all well. You guys can see what we're here to talk about. Of course, the Euros are starting very, very soon. I think it's Friday. I want to say Friday. It's starting them. So we wanted to take a quick look at England. I would call it a breakdown, so to speak. But, you know, listen, I'm not a manager, so I don't want to act like I am one. But we are here to take a deeper look at England. You know, how far can they get in the tournament? Guys, please make sure you're voting in the poll as well. Let me know how far you feel England will get to. I've already seen the vote so far, and it's looking kind of like people feel that England will at some point get knocked out in the knockout stages. So let me know, of course, which round and everything like that. Let me get to the chat first, and then of course we'll kind of just get into it, man, and we'll show you both of our England starting 11, obviously for the first game, and then of course we'll take a look at how far they're going to go, where they're going to win it, where they're going to potentially lose it. Obviously, our last Junior, how far he thinks England are going to go, if he thinks, you know what I mean, they'll win it. We were talking backstage, and we've been talking quite a lot just in regards to England. Pros and cons, by the way, people. Not just negative, pros and cons to see, you know, how far, of course, England can get to, man. Big up Mr. Fly. It's a joke name. I think the quarters or semi-finals, bro. I hear it. I hear it. I hear it. I hear it. Big up Ends in the building, man. Guys, please make sure you head on over to Ends Man TV. Subscribe to the channel ASAP. Bless up, bro. Big up Alexander. Breaking down hype England. Yeah, listen. Yeah, I'm telling you. Big up Eddie in the building, man. Every single time, and much love, my bro. And big up Gary in the afternoons. You feel it's going to be the quarterfinals as well. Just before we get into the squad and everything, how far do you think England are going to go, bro?
I'll probably say, I think in the World Cup they got to the quarters, so I'll probably say, I'll say quarters as well.
Quarters.
Yeah,
saying quarters. All right, cool. We're gonna get to, we're gonna do our little predictor thing as well. Again, I'm not here to, and well, myself and Junior are not here. I don't speak for him, but myself and Junior, we're not here to, take a deep dive on every team. If you guys want to watch that, head on over to Michael Talks. He will tell you everything you need to know about every single team participating in the Euros, and that's where you'll get a dope breakdown. You'll be able to see pros and cons again of all the other teams participating in the tournament. So make sure you head on over there. I'm not here to kind of take a deep dive because I don't watch too much international football if it's not a few teams. And obviously England's one team that, of course, I follow quite a lot. So obviously I might be very skewed in what I think just based on looking at the squads, looking at certain players, etc., etc. But again, guys, I'll try and do my best, man. I'll try and do my best. Big up Honesty in the building. Let me go to this question first before we start. Honesty's asking question: why ain't no one scared of Italy? Last time, no one had them winning it, and they ended up winning it. Italy is also a dark horse. I agree, man. I think looking at Italy in a general sense, I think so. But again, it's like I was saying yesterday on stream with Ends and Savage was like, it's so like right now, everything is so difficult to judge because I feel like players, managers, teams, both club level and international, it's all up in the air. Everything is just so like, I don't know who's like, I can only really talk about the ones that I'm more sure about in terms of, I think, this guy's going to do well. Or I think that guy's going to do well. And obviously, guys, we'll give you who we think is going to have a good tournament in terms of player wise. But it's just a difficult period of time, man. Honestly, I think it's a proper difficult period of time. So I don't know which way the pendulum is going to swing, kind of thing. But first, obviously, we'll take a quick look, obviously, at the England squad. We've seen it enough times now. We already know who's in it. Of course, I don't want to read out all of these names because I don't really feel like I need to. You guys already know. Of course, the names that have, would I say, somewhat surprised people. In defense, you know what, Junior, in defense, who do you think in terms of that surprised you that they got called up?
Sure. It's 50-50 because Southgate is not consistent with who he picks. But it is a shock that someone like Shaw has been picked, even though he hasn't really kicked the ball this season. So when I saw that he was on the sheet, it's like, it's kind of 50-50 because Southgate always picks people who he's trust.
Yeah.
For example, Maguire. I wouldn't be surprised if Maguire was in there, even if he did recover from his injury. So I'm not surprised, really.
No. I agree, man. I think Shaw was the one for me. It ends is dumb. Shaw was the one. The rest, Kieran Trippier, Gomez. I feel like he deserved it. For the season that he kind of had. And to be honest, England don't have any other people to play left back anyway. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So he was kind of really the only one. Sorry, go on.
He's not left-footed, but I think Livermore was a shout. Phil is a shout. He's been excellent for Palace this season. Defensively, very good. Going forward, he's average going forward, but defensively, he's probably better defensively than Shaw and the other options that we have at left back. So he would have been a shout to go, but you know what Southgate's like.
You know what? Actually, that's actually an interesting point there, because I see a lot of people talking about Tyreek Mitchell, and obviously Palace have got quite a few players in the team anyway. Do you get what I'm trying to? I think they've got the most. I'm sure Palace they got Dean Henderson, Eze, Wharton, Gay. Yeah, I'm
That's it.
sure that.
They
Yeah,
only
I
have
think.
4.
Yeah, they only have 4. I don't know. I think they've got one of the most kind of things. So when I'm looking at a team like Palace, I'm like, obviously, first and foremost, that's dope. You know what I mean? For them, in terms of what they've been trying to do, especially since Glasner's obviously come in. We saw the form, towards the back end of the season and stuff like that. So, hey, listen, big up to Palace, man. Everybody already knows when it comes to me and Palace, but big up to them. Midfield, looking at that, who's kind of the midfield kind of players that you think, ooh, okay, that kind of surprised me. Obviously, Trent Alexander-Arnold now being called a midfielder.
I think out of all of them, I think they've all been good this season.
Okay.
Gallagher stepped up for Chelsea, but it's like, do you really need him in the team? Because I'm not trying to see Gallagher Rice as a midfield pivot. I wouldn't watch England if I saw that.
Yeah.
I think he's the misfit. I think he's the odd one out compared to the others. I'm not going to compare Trent because he's played right back this season. We haven't seen him in the 6. We've only seen Trent in the 6 where he's either been subbed on, or for example, McAllister comes off for Gomez and then Trent slots into midfield. He hasn't actually started in midfield this season, so I'm not gonna compare him to Gallagher, Mainu, Rice, or Wharton.
Yeah, I hear it. No, I fully hear it. I think, for me, when I'm looking at it, obviously, like there's obviously Curtis Jones that you could have potentially, but then because you bought Adam Wharton, I'm kind of like, I don't feel like you don't need both. If it was really a pick between the two, like you could have chosen Wharton or Jones. I feel like they're going to do the same thing anyway.
It's a case for Elliot as well, because Elliot offers similar attributes such as like Foden, Palmer, with them in the pockets. So I wasn't too angry when Elliot didn't get called up, because you've got Palmer, you've got Foden. He just offers the same thing, so you don't really need 3 players that offer the same thing.
Yeah, same. That's why I didn't get. But when people were getting angry about it, I was like, I don't feel like you need to get so angry about it. Like Elliot's gonna do as you say, the same thing. So why does he need to? And you don't need another player like that. Exactly. And you got to realize as well, when you think about it, Cole Palmer, Foden, Saka, all have had better seasons than him. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So immediately you're talking about 3 players who are going to be ahead of him. I don't see where he's going to fit. Yeah, man. Like that was one of my things.
You can give that to a more dynamic winger. Let's say if Elliot was listed as a forward, you can give that place to, let's say, I know he hasn't been great this season, but like a Rashford, Sterling, someone that will offer something much more different than Elliot would, since you've got 2 other players that offer the same thing. So someone with more direct in behind pace, then more ball to feet, it will be more beneficial for England.
Nah, I agree. No, I totally agree, man. I totally agree. And then we got to the forward line. Is there anybody really in that forward line that you feel, I'm even trying to think off the top of my head who else you could have even added. I mean, obviously we know Jack Grealish didn't get picked. That might have been a bit of a shock because, as you say, we know what Gareth Southgate's like in terms of picking players that he knows, he's comfortable with. They know the squad, they know the tactics, they know the dinner lady or the woman who's going to be with him on the plane and all of that kind of stuff. Like they know all of that stuff. So I was a bit shocked by that one, but that was probably the only one. But I don't know who I'd take out for him anyway. What about yourself?
I think Tony's coming back from his betting problem. I don't think he's been great. Agreed. He's been okay. He scored a few goals. But watching him, he did kind of ghost for the last few games. So someone who deserves a shout is Solanke, but Solanke hasn't even been in the team for that long. Has he ever been capped for England? Solanke, I don't think so.
I don't think so. No, no, no.
No,
But he had a good season though. But
yeah,
I can see
yeah.
why he wouldn't be good.
I think Southgate always talks about in his press conferences about consistency in players, and players will be called up on form. He's called up Tony over Solanke, even though Solanke scored like 20 goals this season. So yeah, I think he's the odd one out in the forwards. Everyone else it's been good this season.
No. No, no, man. I agree, man. I agree, and I think Cole Palmer. Come on, bro. Like he's had such a dumb season this season in terms of
Yeah,
the goals and assists. I know we're gonna say pens, and at the end of the day, you still need someone to put them away. Even if he took away the amount of penalties that he scored, he still has very impressive rate. And on top of that, we're not even then talking about the assists. You know what I mean? Like ultimately,
yeah.
this is another player who I think
On the penalty situation, where people say that it's like, do you want him to miss or something?
Bro, this is what I always think. Like, this is where I always get confused, and this is why we always know it's an agenda, right? Because people will always take away penalties. Oh, like there's obviously the non-penalty goal stat. I was like, this is the problem in football at this current moment in time, is that there's so many different stats that we can obviously judge players, which is fine. And obviously that's for the data guys. They will obviously go back and they'll look at all of these things and, then analyze it and compare it. That's all great. But when sometimes we're talking about certain players, it's almost like you have to take something away in order for you to then judge. It's like you'll say, okay, well, if he wasn't fast, then what would he be like? It's like, he's fast. Like, what do you want him to do? Like, he's a quick player, like, just as an example.
Yeah.
And I think just for me, like that's where sometimes, listen, look, I get it, because we all do it. At some point in time, we'll always look at it and think, oh, but if he couldn't play a pass, then what would it? We always do it. I get all of that, but sometimes you have to factor these kind of things in, and especially something like when everybody likes to talk about goals and assists, I'm always like, bro, like if he missed all of those penalties, I guarantee people say he's not even that good, man. Yeah, look, he always misses penalties, man. Like, why is it? You would criticize
It'll
him
be a different narrative, yeah.
Exactly, and that's the bit that always confuses me. So the fact that he's scoring them, I'm like, just be happy that he's scoring them. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Obviously, I don't want to say this is the lineup, but this is kind of the general consensus lineup that, of course, people have kind of gone with. And this is obviously whoscored.com, who they've kind of gone with there. They've obviously gone with Pickford, Walker, Gay, Stones, Luke Shaw, Trent and Rice in the double pivot, with Bellingham playing in that kind of 10 role, if you want to call it that. Saka on the right, Foden on the left, and of course, Harry Kane up top. Before we dive into our own 11, when you look at that, before, like, without revealing too much, obviously we'll get into yours in a second, without revealing too much, do you think that's a strong 11 first and foremost?
It's strong on paper, but will they really gel together? Because it's like we've had 2 warm-up matches, and from what I saw, there's not that much. It's not great in build up. So feeling like someone like Phil Foden on the left, it's kind of like you had time to do that in the warm up matches. So I wouldn't just slap him up on the left. So yeah, it's on paper, like I said, it's good, but will that 11 really gel? But it is a strong lineup on paper, like I said before.
No, I feel you, man. I feel you. Let's look at our own, man. Let's look at our own, guys. Make sure you're smashing the like button if you are joined in. If you are watching this on the replay, please make sure you do smash that like button for us. I don't want to keep you guys too long, and I actually really want to get into the predictor as well, taking a look at everything. So, first up, this is Junior's Euro 11, or England 11, shall I call it? Run through it, bro. It's your team. You run through it. You chat to us about that.
So
why you've got certain players in certain positions.
So some people might think Trippier at right back. I want the back four to be balanced. So I want Gomez to slot in as a left centre back with Gerhi as a middle centre back while in possession, while Trippier is allowed to get forward. So I don't think Kyle Walker offers that much going forward, which is why I have gone with Trippier.
Mhm.
Then you're probably thinking Gordon could be a contender for the left wing.
Mhm.
Since Saka is going to hold the touchline, I want someone that can do the touchline and actually come inside into the pockets between the fullback and centre back. And Eze just offers something much different that I think England have not had really for a while. So we saw him against Bosnia. He did play very well.
Yeah,
Coming inside, touchline, yeah, and I think Eze is just top class. So to leave someone like that on the bench, it's a vio. I mean, you could say the same for Phil Foden,
yeah,
but
true.
with Foden,
Player of
it's
the
kind
year.
of like I've seen him so many times for England, and it's like he just doesn't step up.
Mm.
He's had a few good performances, but in the previous Euros, he didn't step up. I wasn't really impressed with what I saw with him against, was it Iceland? He played against Iceland, in it. Yeah. So when you got someone like Kane dropping in, Foden's going to want to drop in. It's just going to come. It's just going to kind of create a big confusion because Trent is the deep line playmaker. Foden wants to come deep. I want someone like Bellingham who can make that third man run into the box. He's tall. He's physical. He's not my favorite player to watch, based on when it comes to technical ability. But he will get the job done, Bellingham, and he can drop in as an 8 while defending. So, yeah.
No, man. It's a good team. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'll show you guys mine in a second. It is a very good team. Of course, the big question, and you already know, and I think it's going to be the big question. Well, until England start the Euros, I think it's going to be a massive question. But it's definitely going to be a question after the Euros, and that's obviously Trent Alexander-Arnold. You've got him in, that midfield position. Do you think? And obviously, I guess that's a stream for another day. First of all, do you think he's going to have a good tournament playing in midfield? And secondly, do you think that? Well, sorry. Secondly, why do you think playing him in midfield will be the best option for England moving forward?
I think the group that we have. So the first game we have is Serbia, and with Serbia, I did a little research on them. You see how they press? It's not as great. So I feel like Trent will have time on the ball.
Yeah.
And they do like to leave gaps in defense, especially on his side, the right hand side. So like if I was to put someone like Rice there, and let's say Saka's made a run, Rice is going to take 100 years to release the ball. I want someone who can take a touch out, ball over the top. We've seen that link up before against was it Macedonia?
Yeah.
And I think it was another game as well where Trent was playing as an 8, and him and Saka linked up well. But then again, I wouldn't mind if I saw Wharton there because I think Wharton's been excellent this season.
Yeah.
He's good defensively. I think he's better defensively than Mainu.
Most definitely.
I don't think Mainu and Rice are a great pivot like that. Like they do offer something on the ball, but when it comes to defending transitions, I've seen Mainu defend transitions better at Palace. So I feel like he will be suited to that role. But yeah, I would like to see Trent as a 6. I do think he would. I'm not sure actually if he will have a great tournament, like a big standout, because I want to see him against the France. I want to see him if he can deal with the pressure of like a Camavinga, a Griezmann, a Tchouaméni, a Kante, for example, because he's a machine. Can Trent deal with that when he's on the ball? I don't think so, but let's wait and see.
Nah, man. Nah, listen, En's watching this. If you're there, I know En's is thinking, he's gonna watch En's later. He'll be like, he's talking sense just because you said that. Yeah, I mean, he can play in the midfield area. And the thing is, everything you're saying, it's so difficult with the whole Trent thing. And obviously, I'll show you guys my team there. It's so difficult with the whole Trent conversation because the reality is his best work in football has been from right back anyway. So when we're having this discussion about having, Trent in the midfield, I'm not looking at it thinking that he can't be a midfielder in general. Like, I feel like he could probably play in the midfield. I just don't know in terms of his own qualities whether or not they'll be best suited, especially for England under Southgate. That's my only worry. Is like, obviously we saw what he can do. He came on against Iceland. Came on against Iceland. I think created the most chances for England in that 25-minute cameo. Guess what? He played right back. From there, that's where he was creating most of his. Well, that's where he created all of the chances. So when I'm looking at it, I'm like, that's where I feel like he just gets a little bit more freedom. As Junior said, like playing in the midfield where you may just not always get. Obviously, listen, it might develop with time. I'm not gonna argue and say that he can't turn into a fantastic midfielder. In the future, we don't know, but when you're looking at his qualities at this current moment in time and the way he likes to play the game, I feel like he gets so much freedom. Well, sorry, he gets more freedom anyway on that right side in terms of right back position. So if we're going to ask him to play in that pivot, I feel like playing Declan Rice and then playing, say, him in a pivot, for example, I feel like the stress that's going to be put on the Declan Rice, so to speak, because he's going to be the more quote unquote defensive one. I just don't know. And I feel like that's where the problem lies for me. I don't feel like a Declan Rice is like a Jordan Henderson in his prime, someone who can run around the pitch for 90 minutes and is calm, cover this position, cover that position. When Trent does this, I'm not saying he's Declan Rice isn't disciplined enough to do that. Like, he's a fantastic player. I feel like he could understand it, but just whether he'd be able to do that like tirelessly, that's where I don't really know. The other option is you put Trent on the bench and then you bring him on, kind of thing. It's dependent again on the type of teams that you're facing, as Junior said, up against, say, a France midfield, heck, even a Portugal, whatever, against the top midfield, a German midfield, workhorse, workman-like, kind of midfield. Will Trent be able to navigate within that? Again, I don't really know. I just feel putting him at right back, which is where I've obviously put him in the team, that's where I'm most comfortable. Obviously, in my defense, I've gone with Gomez, I've gone with Stones and Walker. The only reason why I put Walker is purely just out of pace. That was purely it. Now, Gay is quick, by the way. He's not no slouch, but Walker's faster. Walker is faster, and I feel like that recovery pace might work in his favor if Trent decides to, move into that midfield, which I think would be a good idea to then do. Is if you're going to move him into midfield, you've then got your midfield free. There you go, of Declan Rice, what's his name, Trent, and Jude Bellingham. But obviously, Jude Bellingham will be a little bit further forward, so you still kind of get that pivot. But sorry, go on.
Would you play Walker against, like at centre back? Would you play him against France, Portugal, the bigger teams, where they got big area threats like Giroud, Ronaldo? You wouldn't. No.
That's where I change it, kind of thing, and that's where, because obviously I'm not trusting Trent up against Mbappe or Leao in terms of just because of their man will just want to run in behind, and they'll understand, okay, this Trent guy is going to try and cheat himself in terms of getting himself further forward, and he's going to be so devastating. So guess what? I need to have him think the other way, and I don't think Trent is disciplined enough to do that. And if he is disciplined enough to do that, then there's no point of him being there, because then what's he offering you?
Yeah.
It'll be a pointless thing if he's going to do that game. Go on, sorry.
If you ask Trent to stay back, what's the point of having him on the pitch? He only offers the long ball, and that's it.
Exactly.
Yeah. If you want him high up the pitch, it is a risk when you're playing like an Mbappe, which is why Walker's more suited to this role.
Yeah. Nah, man, I totally agree. And again, this is what tournament football, like, this is what the squad's there for. If you've got all of these players, bro, use them. Like, in certain games, change it. Use it. I'm not saying you have to chop and change it every game. I'm not saying that. But there are going to come games where it's like, okay, maybe this defense might work. And again, I don't know for whoever else they get in the tournament, and obviously we'll go through the thing in a second. Oh, there might be another team that they end up facing where the problem actually is, or the threat, sorry, is on our left-hand side and their right-hand side. So maybe you might need to change it up there. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know who we're going to come up against until obviously that time comes. I just think that if Southgate's brought these players, and I think England's defense is the weakest part of the team, if he's brought these players, I feel like you're going to have to mix and match that defense a little bit. Not all the time, because you want a level of stability. I get that. But ultimately, because of the type of defense that you have got, it's going to be tricky. And I feel like John Stones is also going to pick up, an injury at some point in
Definitely.
time.
There's no way that guy does not pick up a niggle
Yeah.
or something in the tournament, which is why I think England will fall short. Like we've got people like Dunk. I mean, Dunk is good, but he's not like a Tomori where you can rely on. Yeah, and I've got one more question for you.
Yeah,
is that the midfield that you would play throughout the whole tournament, or would you kind of change it up?
It's kind of the midfield I would start with. I would need to see what they're like going forward, though, because I heard, and again, this is just more reports, that next season Jude Bellingham's going to play in a deeper role anyway, because obviously Mbappe's now coming. So Bellingham's going to play, give or take, in this kind of position, so to speak.
Yeah.
So when I look at it,
yeah,
I'm like, when obviously we're on paper right now, everyone's looking, thinking, what DM? It's not necessarily that. I don't think it's going to be that type of, he's going to play in the DM position. No, I feel like that'll be more reserved for like a Declan Rice. And even then, he's going to start moving into that 8 position like he does for Arsenal, right, on that left-hand side. But I do think that that's more of a midfield. The only thing I'll look at that, though, when I do look at it, and this is where it's horses for courses, that right side, defensively, I'm not even that comfortable with it anyway. I don't feel that comfortable with a Kyle Walker, Trent, and Bellingham right-hand side, because I just feel like defensively, at least two out of the 3 at times can leave you questioning and thinking, yo, what is going on? There's times Walker just will go like he's just not there. Because he's he likes to get forward. Sometimes he forgets, like, yo, I need to get back. It's because he's so fast, he can get back and he can recover.
Yeah.
Trent, we know what he's about. Bellingham, I don't want to give Bellingham that defensive responsibility. I don't want to put that onus on him, because I feel like he does his best work going the other way. Don't ask him to start coming back and doing this, because then again, like you said about Trent, why is he here? I could just get anybody to do that. Gallagher, I can get Wharton. They can do the same thing if you're asking him to do that job going the other way. I kind of want him moving the other way. And I think, again, looking at these 3 group games, England should have the lion's share of possession in these kind of games, and they should have more. I know I'm going to get killed for it. They should have more control in these kind of games. They should do. I know that's probably not going to happen, and England will probably lose a game 2-1, knowing England, but they should have more control, whoever's on the pitch. So I'm thinking you should be worrying more about what we can do to affect games. And it's tournament football. So even if you do have to win 4-3, I don't think you care. Like, I don't think you should care really that much anyway, because it's only tournament football. I just need to make it through to the next round and the next round and the next round.
Yeah. As long as you're winning, then you're fine. Yeah,
exactly. And we know what tournament football's about. We played enough tournament football in our lives to know, like, listen, I don't care if we concede 3 goals. As long as we score 4, I'm okay, and I can, I can move on. Looking at my front 4, I mean, Eze the same as yours, Kane, Saka, and then Phil Foden I've got in there. You could swap Foden for Palmer if you felt. Do you know what I mean? Because I kind of agree with you there when we look at someone like a Phil Foden. I think
Palmer's probably better at breaking lines.
Yes,
I think Palmer finds better positions in the 10. Like he's just hovering about. I think Foden just kind of sticks to one position when he plays in the 10. He makes that late run. He has missed the ball a couple of times. Where someone's kind of fizzed the ball into him, and it's not a tapping, but it may lead to a goal or a shot on target into the box. As we saw when he scored in the last day against West Ham. I do think Palmer is more. I think Palmer's looking more to create for like someone like Kane if he decides to not play false 9 and just stay up top. Because I think it's useless if he does. Because we've got so many players that can create, i.e. a Trent, Eze. We've got Trippier. We've got Bellingham. I wouldn't say Bellingham is the most creative, but he can create. We've seen him create at times.
Yeah. Nah, man, I agree, man. And also I agree with what you said earlier on, actually, I was supposed to say. Bellingham isn't like, I don't know, like, when you watch Bellingham, he's by the way, fantastic player. Like, I'm not gonna lie and say that, but I don't know, there's something about when he plays, I'm always like, huh, why are you so good? Like, or yeah, like why are you so good? Because but then again, I think that's just maybe me being a little bit snobbish, and there's a style of play and a style of football I like to watch, and he's just not it. Like, I don't look at Bellingham and think, yeah, that's what I would love to like. I would love that kind of midfielder. I don't know. There's something
No,
about him, but
no.
that's not me
With
saying that I don't think he's a good player. By the way,
I think he is a good player, but I think
yeah,
his
cool.
performances, like for example, let me go back to last year. His first game against Barcelona, like he was
Mm.
getting absolutely dominated by Gavi. Like he was getting muscled off the ball and everything, and then he just pops up with 2 goals. And then the PR that he has, yeah, the screamer of the goal where he scored outside the box is going to mask over his performance. So I've seen that happen many, many, many times. Yeah, and plus his role at Real Madrid, he's 6'2", 6'3", strong. He's got 2 players that can run in behind, Vinny and Rodrigo.
Mm.
Yeah, so like if you're trying to play counter-attacking football, he can chest that ball down, hold off to the defender, and he can play it to Vinicius. Yeah, he has that. He has that quality about him to do that, which most likely will lead to a goal. Therefore, it stacks up his assists, but his overall performances this season they haven't actually been great. I've watched a lot of Real Madrid. Um, I think Cruz has probably performed better than him. I think all the other midfielders have performed better than him. Yeah, which is why I wouldn't play him as a 6, because you said with Trent, Rice would have the stress of covering a lot of ground. If you want Bellingham to go forward, then Rice will still have that same problem.
Yeah, true.
If you don't want Bellingham to drop back and defend, and then because I'm a defender myself, I can play across the back 4, but I mainly play centre back. If I'm playing that from the back, I don't want Bellingham at the edge of my box. I just feel like I don't think I'll feel comfortable with him on the ball. I mean, he can use his body to shield the ball, but let's say if he's getting pressed by let's say, let me say a Polina or like a Jerome Neves, I wouldn't feel comfortable with him. The midfielders that I want receiving the ball at the edge of my box is like it's like a Wharton, McAllister's, someone that can get out of tight situations and
Do
progress the
England
ball
really
forward.
possess that outside of Wharton?
Sorry?
No, I'm saying, do you think England possess that outside of Wharton, for example? Is there any other player really in the midfield that you think that we have that
Can
can
play
kind
out.
of play out like that?
Gallagher can't.
Yeah,
I just feel like his touch will be heavy or something, and he'll lose the ball. Or I think Mainu, I think he could definitely do that role. Who else? So we got Gallagher, Mainu. Trent is listed as a midfielder. Then again, I don't think he'll be able to deal with the press.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. And then if you're including Bellingham, I don't think he can do that role. So, yeah.
No, man. No, listen, man. Listen, England are very tricky to try and judge, man. We're gonna go through a couple of the comments.
There's always there's with England, there's always eyebrows raised at something in this team.
Yeah.
There's never like a team that's released and then, oh, okay, that's a calm team, or that's a very good team. Always someone. There's always an imposter in that team that doesn't deserve to be there. Or
bro, it's always like this.
Yeah,
it's always like this, man. And
like I support the Netherlands, and it's the same thing with them.
It's I just think with England, I don't know, man. Like, I just feel like maybe just because maybe as fans, like, we get our own hopes up. Do you know what I mean? And we start looking at it and thinking, oh yeah, you know what? Like, yeah, we got this team, we got this player and that player, and this guy Foden's just come off of, player of the year, and Jude Bellingham player of the year, and Harry Kane player of the year. Like, all of these guys who are performing at their clubs and stuff like that. So you pray and hope. And usually in other international teams, when a player is having like such an amazing season, they usually then perform reasonably well for their country, right? In these kind of tournaments. But with England, it just doesn't happen like that, like, ever. Wayne Rooney, the best probably youngster to come out of England. Guess what? I think he only scored one tournament goal, two at most,
One.
or one tournament goal.
Is it?
Wayne, like it's one or two. Like I definitely know because he scored at Euro 2004, and I don't remember him scoring again. Like I fully don't remember him scoring again. Again, people in the chat, let me know.
I think that team was very kind of like, that's like a super team. That's like, let's say a 7-year-old's playing FIFA and they sign all of those players in the team, and you kind of have to shoehorn all of them in because they're all such quality players. Yeah, without actually playing players that would create a balance. Now, I'm pretty sure many people would play a back four of, let's say, Trent. I've seen people put Trent at left back. I've seen people put Walker right back. Of course, that's not really as balanced as you would want it. So, like playing someone like Gomez at left back is more balanced than playing someone like Trent or Walker at fullback, depending on the other fullback. So that if they're more better going forward, and this is today's football now. Like I think we've seen many times Arsenal play Kivior, Ben White, Saliba, Gabriel. They're all predominantly centre backs. So this is the way nowadays. And then we've got City that's playing a centre back at left back, and he's banging in goals like he's some kind of winger. So this is the way.
Yeah, it is the way. Apologies, people, by the way. Wayne Rooney, just because I know the United fans will be like, "Oh, he's talking rubbish." Sorry, he has scored 6 goals in 10 matches for England at the European Championship finals, including 4 at Euro 2004 as an 18-year-old, the only teenager to score for the Three Lions in that tournament, and the only second at a major tournament, alongside Michael Owen at the 1998 World Cup. So apologies, just in case people thought, I wanted to just double check that, because it doesn't feel like he scored that many at tournaments. But again, even still, for someone like Wayne Rooney to only have that kind of number, considering the amount of tournaments that he's played in, how pivotal he's kind of been for England since he became an England debutant up until the day he retired, and the fact that he's got that many goals. I think he's got 50 odd goals for England. Is it 50 odd goals? Yeah, something like that. 50 odd goals for England. Yeah, you're just like, rah. I would have thought he would have had more, but it is what it is. I think the record is 1 at the World Cup. Let's get through some of these questions and comments, and then we'll go through our little predictor to see what's up, man. Question: if you man were Southgate, would you call up Tomori if Gay is injured, or would you call up someone else? I'll give that to Junior. Would you call up Tomori if 100%. let's say Gay or Stones? Let's put Stones in.
Yeah, I would. I think Tomori should have been in here anyway. He has missed a few games from Milan, but he is actually better than. I think he's better defensively than all of the options here.
Yeah,
Stones is probably the closest to him, but like Tomori, he has that physicality of pace that can help you in a situation. I don't want to see Stones chasing after Leao or something.
Yeah. That's not gonna work. Not gonna work.
Yeah. So I'm not. Is there any other English centre backs out there? There's Branthwaite, there's Kwanzaa, but they're young. That's the thing, and they're not experienced with England like that. So is there like a 25, 26-year-old that kind of fits the profile of centre backs that we need? Because we've got Stones, who offers that on the ball quality. He can go into midfield. Do we have someone that is going to be able to cover the ground? Let's say, for example, let's say if we had like a Kanate, who can cover that ground. He can do all of that dog work. We don't have a defender like that.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think
we've got Maguire, but I'm done with watching Maguire. Like he's
I think everyone's
done.
Watch him. I think everyone is done with Harry Maguire. Big up Albert, man. I hope you're doing well. Serbia will beat England. I don't know why everyone is sleeping on them. Mitrovic, Tadic, Vlahovic, Lucic, Milenkovic, Savic, etc. Their goalkeeper is the Chelsea keeper Petrovic. I don't sleep on anyone, by the way. Bro, Albert, you and I both know, and you've been watching football longer than I have. You've seen England for however long you've seen England. You know what England is like, and I get it because I know people want to say, "Oh, but that was then, this is now." I don't see much difference in England anyway, to be honest with you, in terms of when I look at the squad, I'm like, yeah, they got dope players. Guess what? That doesn't seem to mean anything for England. It just doesn't. So when we're looking at these other teams, that's what I start looking at them and start thinking, eesh, I don't know. USA, World Cup, guess what? England drew 0-0. That on paper, you would have said England would win that game. But guess what? They drew
Against
0-0.
USA, isn't it? Did you say?
Yeah, against the USA. Yeah,
Yeah.
against the in the World Cup. But no, not to say the USA are rubbish because they got decent players. But you
On
definitely on paper you would have said England got a better team. They should be going out there and beating a team like USA.
Yeah.
But guess what? USA did. They matched them for intensity. They literally matched them in that game. I remember me and Jerry even spoke about it. We literally spoke about it at that time. The intensity, the pressing, the work rate. They matched England in that because that would be England's game. That would have been England's game at that period of time. Guess what? They matched it, and as soon as they matched it, that was it. England didn't know what to do. With all of the good players that they've got, they still didn't know what to do. So, listen, Albert, man, I'm with you. I don't sleep on none of these teams. None of these teams. England's squad has a good mix of players who are hungry and want to prove themselves. I think they get to the final and lose to Portugal or Germany because of more winning experience, and of course Southgate. No. I hear it.
I think Germany's another team. I think they have an identity, but it's like, do they have the players to get them over the line? I know they've got Wirtz, Musiala, Sane, Kroos, Gundogan, but they always fall short.
Yeah, recently
they did. Recently, because they did win the World Cup a couple of years ago, 2015 or 14. I think it was one of them. Or was it
2014?
When was it? Well, I think they beat Argentina,
sure
isn't it?
Yeah, sure. I'm sure it was it.
Yeah.
2014. Well, I'm gonna say 2014, but I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Who won the 2010?
Yeah.
Who won that one?
Yeah. I think that was Spain.
It was Spain. Yeah, 2014. Yeah, 2014. So 10 years ago. Jesus. Yeah.
I think I'm looking at I'm looking at Germany's squad. Like, they have got good players, but it's like someone like a Mats Hummels who has that extra experience probably is a good balance of a centre back partnership with Rudiger. And then you've got, I think, I'm not sure how to explain his name, but he's a left back
for Germany.
I'm not sure his name. It's not Raum. It begins with an M.
Begins with an M. I'll take a quick look. Now. Germany.
Yeah, but I think that squad, do they have enough to go over the line? Because Musiala, he's played in the World Cup.
Oh, right. Mitzel,
yeah,
that.
Him.
Yeah, I don't know that.
Yeah. It's just, do they have enough to go over the line? The same thing with the Netherlands. We've just had De Jong and Koopmeiners out. Do we have enough to go over the line? I think we'll just about miss out, but I wouldn't be surprised if we do get far into the competition, because, I mean, we've got the qualities of Depay, we've got Gakpo on the left, Xavi, we've got De Ligt, Van Dijk, Van de Ven. So if we can make an identity and get a good system in, where we're defensively stable, I'll be a lot more confident than going into the Euros. But I have been impressed with the past 2 games. And big up to Jerry, who's just joined.
Big up, bro. Ski. You say Mr. Goggins and that.
Big up. I'm calm. Yeah, I'm cool. I'm just driving. Didn't have to go to work in it. So again, if I get a call, if I cut out, apologies, innit? Apologies.
No, it's cool. I'm gonna leave it up there because we're gonna go onto the predictors in a second anyway. Just quickly, man. Obviously, we were just speaking about our squads, our 11, should I say? Sorry, the squad's already done. The 11 that we would kind of pick. If you were looking at like an England 11 for yourself, who would you pick? If you don't mind running, if you don't mind, I don't know if you can.
Yeah, I'd go Pickford in goal. I think that's blanket statement. I mean, I think it's actually good. Like, I know as Liverpool fans, we tried to get onto him. I actually think he's good, innit? I actually think he's actually good.
He's actually calm. Yeah, he's calm.
Well. He's actually good. So, I like Pickford in goal. At right back, I'd go Kyle Walker. I think on the ball, he's good. The fact that he's played under Pep, he understands different systems. He's a winner, and he's won at so many different levels now, like, and so many times. So what I mean by levels is won in the Champions League, he's won Carabao Cup, he's won FA Cup, he's won everything. You need those players in your squad, especially considering that back line is probably the weakest area for England. I'd go with John Stones at centre back, purely again same thing, and he's obviously our best centre back at the moment. And then at the back, I'm not gonna lie, man. You can pick anyone. Like, I was listening to some Palace. I listened to the overlap, and some Palace fan was talking about Gay, and Gay's been injured for the majority of the Glasner.
He has. Yeah.
I mean, so he hasn't even like played like that. And I'm not gonna lie, against Iceland, he looked awful, innit?
Did you see the way man got? Junior was saying it, bro. His ankles got broken in that game, bro.
Yeah, man, crazy. And it's like I like Gahey, I like him a lot.
Same.
But I don't know. I don't go with him, man. I personally go with Dunk, mad. I rate Dunk in it, so I either go with Dunk or I go with who else have we got?
Konza.
No. We ain't even got Konza. He's on the standby. We got
Ezri Konza. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Ezri. Konza.
Not Kwanzaa. Not Kwanzaa. Yeah, not Kwanzaa. Konza. Ezri Konza. Probably go Konza, even Joe Gomez. Purely again, like Konza for me, he's had a better season than Eze, and not Eze, than Gay, and purely because of the fact that he's played multiple positions and where they finished as a team as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So as a team, they've actually done really, really well. He played right back. He's competent enough. But yeah, he plays on the right, so I don't know if I play him on the left. It means just moving John Stones. Yeah, I don't know. You could play Luke Shaw there. I know he's done well as a centre back, but I'd probably just go with either Gay or Gomez. But for me, it's a lottery pick. You can just pick whichever one you want and run with it. At left back, Shaw's injured, innit? So if Shaw's there, Shaw's a banker to go in there. If not, it is going to be Trippier again, purely because of experience, and he's done well for England. He's performed at the high level. He's had a poor season as well, but he's in that bracket of like Harry Maguire, that, you know, you can have a poor season, but for England he turns up. Like, England's the place where he turns up, and Trippier turns up. So, and him being able to kind of come inverted and come inside gives you a different option. In the midfield, I'd probably go with Declan Rice and Trent. Declan Rice, Trent, Bellingham to start. You could potentially try to play Foden in midfield, but I just don't think. I think you need to have Trent in the team, and like I hear the argument to saying play him in his quote unquote best position, but he don't play like. Yeah, they play in the same position, but the roles that's been asked for them for England, or the role that's been asked for him at Liverpool, is complete. They're two polar opposites. He's given the freedom to just pop in wherever, and yeah, he had that freedom to do it against Iceland when he came in. But we've seen it in other games where he's coming at right back and looked terrible for England, and people are like Reece James should be starting, and that was the narrative, that Reece James is better, and that Kyle Walker's better, and that Trippier's better, and Trent can't get in, and he shouldn't be in the squad. He's done really well. I think you need to have him in the team. I just don't think at right back it'll work for what Southgate wants to do, because when you're coming up against even the better teams and you want him to just stay out wide there, it's just going to get long. And again, you're taking away from what he's good at. In the midfield there, do you know what I mean? He's in a different role, but it's not too dissimilar to what he's doing now, in my opinion, because for me, he still has the flexibility to kind of do the Kevin De Bruyne and pull out wide to go and receive a pass, or to kind of disrupt the midfield. You don't want your midfielders just staying in the midfield, because that makes it very easy. Like we spoke about Bellingham making runs in behind. If you was just staying in front of the midfield, that's easy to mark for a midfield. You want them to be a bit flexible with what they're doing. So having Kyle Walker that's used to the inverted role, or Kevin De Bruyne pulling out wide and then him coming inverted, I think that could really work. So I play Trent, Declan Rice, and I play Bellingham as well. Harry Kane. The reason why I play Bellingham probably ahead of Foden, runs in behind. Like Foden will make that, but Foden's more of a floater in between the lines, so he'll pop up on the left and the right and stuff. But when Kane drops in the position sometimes, which naturally he just does, there's no other outlet because no one else is making a run. You've got Saka that he wants the ball to feet. Really, he don't want to make runs in. But I know he makes runs in behind, but he don't run it. He doesn't do it like that often. You can probably play Anthony Gordon there. That for balance, I might even squeezing him in there. But albeit, look, I just play Foden on the left because you want him in there. I play Kane up top, Saka on the right, and that would be my midfield. I'll probably go with what Gareth Southgate's going to go with, you know. Because when you look at balance, it's probably the most balanced team. Gallagher's the option as well you can put in there. And I know some people will say, oh, they don't want Gallagher there or whatever. You can't, like, it's not Football Manager, innit? You can't have a team and just do the thing where you're just trying to squeeze all your best players into a team. Like England have done that in the past where you ended up having Scholes out wide, Lampard, Gerrard midfield, and you can't do that. You have to look at the balance. And it's the idea, like, we need to scrap this idea that we put all our best players on a pitch and it works, because Spain have done it, and these, like, they're different kettles of fish when it comes to international tournaments, because they were lucky enough where they had a system where the majority of the national team played in that system, and they could just literally replicate that. Just say, you do your thing. There wasn't, it was just, you guys do your thing. And it's the equivalent of, like, imagine 90% of England's team were the City team, and De Bruyne was English and all of that. You just tell them, do exactly what you're doing, and we're going to add a couple of those pieces that are missing because Vardy plays for X national team or whatever. And then it works. England's not going to go and do that. So you need those runners. You need those people that are just going to do the dog work. You go and look at, like, teams gone before. And, like, yeah, I know that obviously their foreigners is a bit different. But, like, Blaise Matuidi, Blaise Matuidi weren't no ball playing maestro. But Blaise Matuidi was the legs in the midfield that they needed to go and complement the likes of Griezmann. And he was the one that might have not got all the recognition, but he could do really well. You go and look at, you know, Germany in the past. They've had, like, your likes of, like, of course they had Khedira, Ozil, but who was the midfielder next to them? Sven Bender. Like, you had different. I mean, you had different midfielders that are gonna give you a bit of balance, and that's what Gallagher's gonna give you. Especially when you're going up against the better teams. Sometimes you need to win that battle by just being more dominant, and we know it as Liverpool fans anyway. So I hear that you might not. It might make the fans go, "Oh, Gallagher's playing," because it's not. But it's not a sexy type of player where you're like, "Rah, yeah, he's gonna do all of this." But it's the same thing Chelsea fans were saying, and then at the end of the season, you're looking at it and he's like, "Rah, he's been our best player this season." Because by the time you look at it, you're like, "Rah, what he done, what he was able to go and do is mad." And Henderson's been in those situations as well. You need those players in the squad and in games as well. So that's probably where, you know, you could rotate maybe Trent and thing, but I think Bellingham and Declan Rice are bankers. I wouldn't start Eze purely because Eze I don't think is going to play midfield, and if he plays out wide, he might be there to kind of, again, in that Grealish role where you can get the ball to feet, draw man to him, maybe beat a man and then lay it off. But you need pace behind as well in tournaments. Like, you need runners in behind. Like, tournament football is like, it's mad. Like, you could go and score a goal and the game will be done, because teams don't care about, we need to go and get goal difference and all of that. It's just, we got a goal and we can just sit back. So once a team scores, a lot of the times the team that scores first is going to win the tournament, like win the game. So you need to have the runners in behind stretches teams. And I think when you've got Kane dropping in, when you've got Foden in the team, when you've got Saka that wants the ball to feet as well, yeah, you have Bellingham running in behind, but you need someone else as well. And I don't think Eze does that. And I think you can use Eze, like, let's say Saka comes off or Foden comes off, you can put Eze on, and I think he'll do really well. But I think you may even look at, like, a Bowen that doesn't need the ball to beat feet to be effective. And even if you don't score, can still make runs in behind, because you're lacking Sterling. We've seen how effective Sterling has been for England, how effective Rashford has been for England. And the main thing they've got is pace.
Nah, man. Nah.
Players we got now at Anthony Gordon, Bowen's fast. Who else can?
It's just cutting in and out, by the way, bro.
Or Watkins, maybe, if you wanted to do that. Play Watkins out wide, but play two up top. I don't know. It's interesting. But yeah, that's what. That's what I'm saying. So that's my team.
Okay. No. I just caught the last.
I'm done.
Yeah. No. I caught the last bit. I caught the last bit of what Jerry was saying there. Anyway, man said Jerry with the Guantanamo.
Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you, but it seems like we're all delayed. Or Jerry seems like he's probably delayed a little bit.
Yeah, we're all delayed, but yeah, I'm a bit delayed, but I'm just saying that. Oh man.
Oh, nah, but I caught the last bit anyway. What Jerry was saying anyway in terms of the team, and I actually understand when he's mentioning there about Eze. And to be fair, you got a point because you're right. You do need pace in these kind of tournaments, man. I can't even lie. We've seen it at previous tournaments with other teams when they have that pacing behind. And I think the biggest thing about England, or the key, should I say, for England, especially in that attack, is going to inevitably be Harry Kane because he does this false DM, whatever role that he seems to just be able to occupy for the team, where he picks up the ball in just basically every position you could think of. I do think, and I do agree, England will need runners. So on one side, I do want Eze to start because I do think, again, he's a really, really good player. But Jerry's right on the flip side that having Eze and, say, Saka, for example, if you started those are two players who want ball to feet. They're not players who are trying to run in behind, meaning that number 10, let's say if it's Bellingham, Foden, Palmer, whoever, they're basically going to act as that striker effectively when Harry Kane decides to do that drop off. I feel like only having one in that situation just isn't really enough. I do feel like you do still need at least one other player, whether that be, well, we know Saka's going to start, so it's going to have to come from that left-hand side regardless anyway. So whether it's going to be, who else is there, Gordon, or someone else, Foden, if he's going to play on that side, there needs to be another runner. It can't just be that number 10 if Gareth Southgate obviously sticks with the 4-2-3-1. So, yeah, man, I agree. To be honest, your team sounded calm. Again, both of your teams, I think both of your teams, I can see what you're thinking behind the teams and why you would play certain players, in that. And again, it's just going to be interesting to see what Gareth Southgate does for that first game because, yeah, if he gets off to a really good start with whatever team he puts out, then that's the team. He'll just stick with that team till whenever, and then if they break down, then he'll obviously start bringing people in. But if it doesn't start well, that's where he's going to be a little bit just on the fence because I feel like that's when he's going to start asking himself questions. Oh, why is such and such playing here? And we already know the media. We know how they kind of move as well. So, yeah, man, I do think that's going to be an interesting one.
Question.
LFC Aaron's. Oh, yeah, go.
Yeah, quick question, guys. What do you think about the subs that I know we've spoken about the squads and obviously now the team? Mm-hmm. What do you think Gareth Southgate's go-to subs are going to be? Because in previous years you kind of know the subs. It was like, do you know what I mean? Yeah, Sterling's playing cool. He's gonna come off, and Foden might come on if he doesn't start. Or do you know what I mean? Like there were subs that you knew were gonna go and come in, or Rashford was a sub in it. Grealish was the sub. Those were players that were definitely. If something's going wrong, they're coming in. When you're looking at this squad now, who do you think are like the three subs, like in any position that you look at and you're like, all right, they're going to be his go-to. So whether it's, again, there's Watkins, there's Tony, there's a few forwards we can pick from. What do you think Southgate's going to be looking at, from what you've seen? What direction do you think Southgate's going with in terms of the three subs he's going to call on to go and make a difference in games or to see out games and that type of thing?
Go on, Junior. You can if you want to go first, or I'll go first. No problem.
Okay, so based on my lineup, I think Gordon would definitely come off the bench. Mm-hmm. If you want to put on another striker, I think you have to take off, like, let's say a midfielder, like a Bellingham, and put on the Tony and go with a 4-4-2. Mm-hmm. You can put on Bowen, but does Southgate really take off Saka like that? Mm-hmm. Not really. So I wouldn't be surprised if Bowen just holds bench and then comes on. Let's say if we win the first two group games, technically we're through. Would he play a Bowen for the last one? So for players to see out the game, since I put Trippier at right back, Walker will definitely come off the bench. I wouldn't want to change the centre-back partnership. But I'll probably sub on 2 fullbacks or centre backs that can play fullback, so that if Konza wants to come off the bench, he'll play right back. And then Shaw, I mean, would I trust Shaw even though he hasn't really kicked the ball this season? He is a left footer, but he can play left back. He can play centre back. So I'm not too sure about him due to his lack of appearances this season.
No, I hear it, man. I'm just thinking back to what you said. Sure, yeah, he can play obviously both sides. I guess obviously this is dependent on your team that you're going by. Honestly, I'll keep it a buck. Your biggest weapon would have been Trent off the bench, in my personal opinion. Like, I would have just had him on the bench if I was really thinking about it, because that would probably be the only player who can change a game off the bench.
Yeah, definitely.
That's the one I'm thinking about. Obviously, I've got him in my starting lineup, I know, but I just think if things ain't working in the game and he's on the pitch, I don't really. I'm not looking at any. I'll be honest. I don't look at any of these other players and think, yeah, what they're going to bring is going to necessarily change the game outside of doing the old. Yeah, I'm just going to put 4 forwards on and we're just going to apply pressure. Obviously, if that's what it is, then cool. But outside of Trent, Gordon, just purely for the pace, if he's not starting, and Gallagher, if he's not starting, I think he'll look at Gallagher and think, if I'm winning the game, if I'm winning the game and it's tight and I just need someone to help shore it up, I'll put Gallagher in there. He'll be the legs in the midfield. Yeah. Even if you're gonna do that, maybe we're winning 2-1, for example, and the other team is starting to pile on pressure, then I'll take off Trent and then I'll just put Gallagher in there just to be, that body in the midfield to help out defensively. But that's if Trent is playing. But yeah, it's only ones I'm looking at is Trent, Gallagher, and Gordon. Those are 3 players I'm like, you'd be putting them on to affect in some way or have a bigger influence. The rest, I'm like, well, who else?
You don't think Watkins? Really. You don't think Watkins maybe can do that, considering his pacing behind him, running the defense in that kind of. To say, like Nunes, obviously a bit of a refined Nunes, isn't it? A refined Nunes where you can come on, he wants to play off that left.
Jerry to say it, like.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? A refined Nunes where he makes the runs in behind, and then it creates spaces for the likes of your Cole Palmers when they come on to change the game. Your whoever you want to play in those, your Eze's, that type of player.
Yes, for the attributes that Ollie Watkins has, yes, but I just feel like that's going to be more of we're just throwing players on because we need a goal. I don't feel like in that kind of instance, whereas the rest of them are obviously, I'm not saying obviously Trent will be coming on if we needed a goal anyway, but I also feel like even if you was winning the game, you'd still bring on Trent anyway to just maybe shore up that win or whatever. It's 2-1 and you're like, okay, I don't mind necessarily bringing someone because we need a bit more creativity. We need Gallagher for the legs. We need Gordon to run in behind from that left wing. I don't know if he's going to go with then 2 up top. That's my only issue, is will he ever go with 2 up top? Maybe. I mean, if England need a goal, he's going to have to go with 2 up top. If they're looking like they're going out of the tournament. But I just think that will come from the wide areas more than anything. But yeah, sorry, go on.
If he was to go with a 2 up top, let's say Watkins is the second striker, I do think Kane would have more of a
free role.
Yeah, a free role to kind of play like the formation will probably look like 4-4-1-1. If Kane just playing behind, at times, obviously we'll start 4-4-2, but I do think Kane, because he loves to drop in, it will kind of look like that at times.
No, I hear it. It's just, listen, man, England. So honestly, the first game on Sunday, I think I'm so interested to see that first lineup and then see exactly how he's going to kind of play things. Yeah, I'm very interested. More to see how England play, but of course, if they get the victory, it doesn't. It's all null void anyway. So it won't really matter how they perform or whatever. But yeah, we'll wait and see. S Wade is asking, what do you guys think of Gordon and how much has he improved since joining Newcastle? Yeah, I think he's improved quite a lot since. But I think he was always this good, though. I actually think he was always this good. It's just you're in a better team, you can showcase it a bit more. But I always felt like he had this anyway.
I think he's improved since the England under-21s. I think I saw completely different Gordon there. And I watched him live once. I went to Anfield 2 seasons ago, the Constitution season, where we beat Everton 2-0.
Yeah.
And just seeing him play live, it was like he kept diving. And he was just throwing himself about. I think it was up against Trent. Trent went for a slide tackle, and you could actually see Gordon jump over Trent, but Trent got a yellow for that.
Okay.
Yeah, but that derby that I went to see two years ago, atmosphere was crazy. The fans,
it would be.
Yeah, the players. Like watching players like Trent, Van Dijk, Matip, Mane, even like Mane and Jota, I saw that they kept interchanging with each other, and it was quite a sight. But yeah, I think Gordon's heavily improved, because before it was kind of hit and miss, but he is a player that I would actually take at Liverpool.
That speaks volumes, man. All right, before we get onto the Euro predictor, Honesty saying here, Liverpool are one of the clubs highly interested in buying Leverkusen's Jeremy Frimpong. If we get him, does it mean Trent moves into midfield? Do you guys think, that Trent will move into midfield if we were to sign him? I assume so.
I don't think we should go for Frimpong, because I just feel like that's just basically the same thing. Just Frimpong would just hold touchline, and it's like there'll be some fans that would say, "Oh no, I want Trent out the team." Like I have seen some Liverpool fans say that, "Oh, we should sell Trent because he's not like a proper defender." We'll have the same problem, because Frimpong, for how he plays for the Netherlands, it will definitely be the same how Dumfries plays. Like when Dumfries plays right back in a back four, he leaves a lot of space, like a lot. He's playing right wing basically, and the workload for De Ligt or Gertruida, it's a lot, and we'll just have the same problem. Like Konate will probably pick up the same amount of injuries with the amount of ground he has to cover, and I just don't think it's like quite a logical signing to make if we're going to move Trent into midfield. Because let's say Trent plays right centre mid, you've got a right side of Trent, Salah, and Frimpong.
Boy, that is no defense whatsoever. Boy.
No defense. Like Salah doesn't want to defend. Trent defends when he wants to, and Frimpong's going to be out of the pitch, hogging positions with Salah, like actually holding hands. Then you got Konate, who's developed, I think, the Bozo gene actually.
Jerry
so
been telling me,
he was born with it, man. He was born with that, man. Come on, developed it. That's something you're born with.
That's how you're born with, bro.
Yeah,
hereditary, bro. If you go back along the Konate generation, you go back to, do you know what I mean? Congo, wherever.
Great granddad and that. Yeah, bro. Like, listen.
Yeah, Bozos in the African League, man. Bozos. You know that?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So I don't think Frimpong would be the logical signing. So I think you should go out and get like a Gertruida, someone who can invert. He's good on the ball, but the right back pool out there is not that great.
I hear it.
If you really want to go and win a title, I don't think it's that great to bring someone in. It's almost like you have to get a centre back who's capable of playing right back. For example, Araujo, I think he's good. Koundé, he's actually a centre back, but he's playing right back. So because the fullbacks nowadays, they're midfielders or they're wingers. So yeah.
Nah, man, I hear it. What about yourself, Jerry? If you was to sign Frimpong, fellow Ghanaian, you see him in Dubai the other day. You know what I'm saying? People getting onto them. Yeah, people getting onto them. But the whole time,
Exactly.
like, what? Like, but we know what it is, anyways. But yeah, if we signed him, what are you telling me? Or would you be happy
Good.
actually
Like,
that we signed him?
yeah, like with a signing like that, like I'd be happy in it. I like him as a player. The question you've got is obviously where do these players fit in? Now, that's for the manager to decide, isn't it? Because I know Konate's here in this team, but if Liverpool are interested in a centre back, they might go and get a centre back that can go and do that. You know what I mean? A centre back that's a bit more adept than a Konate that can come in and we can maybe build up as a free. Maybe it becomes a situation where, Frimpong goes high, but the left back don't go high, and we build up as a free that way. So whether that left centre back is, you just got Konate or Kwanzaa, Virgil van Dijk, and someone else. That is probably how the Netherlands will kind of look to build up. And in that situation, then you want your fullback as high as possible.
Yeah.
Because if he's as high as possible and he's stretching the pitch, it then creates space for Salah to move inside or whatever player. So again, to be fair, like I'm going to be deadly honest. I don't know what this Slot guy's about, innit?
Yeah,
Like, bruv, we've had the manager now, and I don't know anything. I don't know what his plans are. We don't know what targets we're looking at. It's just not a mess, but we're just in the lurk, innit? We're in the lurch. So it's just one of those ones where, yeah, we just got to charge it and just see, innit? Like, in terms of players, yeah, he's good. Like, loads of players. Like, I wouldn't be opposed to that signing. How you fit them in, though, is down to the manager, innit? So that's up to him. Heck, Frimpong might start playing left wing, innit, and become like a cutting inside and scoring goals. You just don't know what happens in football. So, but I like him as a player. He's decent.
Nah, man, I hear you. That's a left winger. All right, let's quickly. Obviously, this is just the group stages. I don't want to talk too much on the group stage side. Obviously, we can dive into the teams when we get into like knockouts and stuff like that. Obviously, where it pertains to England. We've got Group A: Germany, Scotland, Hungary, Switzerland. I'm assuming we're going to go with Germany topping that group, unless anyone opposes and think anybody else is gonna actually top that group. Who do you think comes in second, though?
Switzerland, I think.
What about you, Junior? Who do you think comes in second?
In Group A.
Yeah, Group A.
That's a good group. Scotland, Hungary, Hungary.
People in the chat, let me know what you think as well. By the way,
they've only lost once in a while, and they have got a good structure. They've got a good system. Szoboszlai, of course, his manager was criticizing him the other day.
Yes,
so
sticking up the place.
I'll probably edge it, just about edge it Switzerland. They have got a very good squad. I think Scotland might just miss out.
So you think Hungary will finish third or fourth?
Third.
Okay, cool. I think because I'm sure they got like a third place thing as well. So we'll get to that obviously in a second. Group B, Spain. Now this group is different types of techie. Spain, Croatia, Italy, and Albania.
I think Albania finishes fourth, definitely.
Yeah.
I think they're out of the equation. Spain, their squad, their forward options concerns me. Obviously, the midfield is always mint. Defense is decent. Croatia's a good team. Italy, I don't know about this one.
This one is Jerry. What are you telling me, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying
because you got Spain, Croatia, and Italy. Okay, we'll start like this. Obviously, we know I'm assuming we're all going to say Albania will finish bottom, right? So it's just between those three teams.
Yeah.
Who do we think is going to finish just above?
I'm going to go bold. I think Spain finished third, man.
Right, just hating on Spain and that. Crazy.
Nah, like I'm a Spain guy, but I just think...
Nah, you're not a Spain guy, my bro. Like,
I just think, like, I know in midfield, like, they've got a good midfield. But I didn't watch them. My missus went to watch them, watch Colombia versus Spain, and Colombia beat them, innit? And when you look at that team, but Colombia didn't have a good squad. James Rodriguez is playing in Saudi Arabia. Like they're not like the team you think they are, innit? And what I'm saying is,
on the bench.
What I'm saying is, when I go and look at Italy, in terms of what Italy can do in terms of structure, when Italy are structured, it don't matter who's on the team, they're just gonna do well. They could have Giaccherini playing up front and they're gonna ball out. They could have Chiesa playing, they're gonna ball out. They could have Insigne and they're gonna ball out when they've got a structure and they know what they're doing. And I think they do. So I think Italy are gonna be. It's between Italy and then Croatia again, very structured, and they're just that team in it. That team with Guardiola, they've got a presence. Now, can they potentially maybe finish third? I think it's between them. I think Italy potentially tops it. But I think if I had to pick between who would go first or second again, it's all tight. Who could go first or second between Croatia and Spain? I'd probably go Croatia. What are you saying?
The thing is, no, like obviously I'm just putting it in the thing. Yeah. The thing is, I madly agree with that. I mean, like I've watched Spain recently in the last couple of internationals that they've played. Obviously, typical Spain, they do what they do in terms of how they play. That's never realistically going to change anyway. But when I do look at the team, it does lack some level of conviction, even with the players that they've got. When I'm looking at their midfielders, they've got good midfielders. Marino, Fabian Ruiz, Rodri, Zubamendi, Pedri. How Pedri made it, I don't know, but he's in there. Oyarzabal, like they're good. Like they're calm. Lamine Yamal, Navas is still making the team. Like, yeah, I just feel like they're just going to be lacking a conviction within this tournament. Now, whether that means that they were able to just be able to do like a 1-0, like all the time, 1-0 all the time, then yeah, calm. But
defensively, I
like
just wanted to ask with Spain, just to remember defensively, who have they got? They've got Pau Torres.
He's not in the squad.
No, he's not in the squad.
So who's in the squad?
Carvajal.
Carvajal. I can pull it up. I can get him squad.
Yeah. I've got it up here anyway. Nacho, Grimaldo, Laporte, Cucurella.
Yeah, don't give me confidence. They're in that England bracket. Man. When you're looking around, you're like, bruv, like, who's that centre back that's going to take charge? Laporte.
Vivian. I don't know who Vivian is, bro. No.
He's the one that got cooked by Diaz. Do you see when you see that?
He was okay.
That was
he's that brother.
With a name like Vivian and everything there. Yeah, calm. Yeah, Cucurella made the squad, by the way.
Yeah.
He made the squad. That kind of this is what I'm saying. Like, it's just the midfield is their best, but midfield maybe. I mean, they got like the attack is just weird because obviously you've got. In fact, midfield is their best position. I'm just looking at it now. Midfield is definitely their best.
I think it's who plays up front. Is Aspas in the squad?
Nah, but like I said, they got Navas.
There'll be Ferran Torres.
Yeah, Ferran Torres.
Torres playing, or like they're gonna have Dani Olmo. They're just gonna look at it and say they might even play Gavi. I know Gavi's injured or he's not in the squad, but he's another one that's played up. Yeah, he's another one that's played up front in it. So it's just like for them, it's just one of those ones where bro.
So they'll probably do the false 9 thing and try and pass their way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. They will do the same like Spain. I love you guys, man, but bro, like you don't have that same team, Like I feel like you need to start understanding that and start just not doing things differently. I'm not saying sway because that's what makes teams, right? But a bit more conviction is all I'm asking for. You ain't got them same players.
But the thing is, G, that's their problem is that, like when you have a generation that's that good, right? The generation after that and the generations after that look at those players and every one of those players is like that. Like all these midfielders you spoke about are all players where you don't really know their position, but they're just ballers because they can play flexible. They're flexible. Like your Ferran Torres, Dani Olmo, Oyarzabal, like all these players. And what happened is that you ain't got that number 9 striker. So that's why they look at Lewandowski to grab him. And you look at it, Spain don't have that. They've got Joselu in it. That's the only one, or Joselu. He's the only one that was there. So it's like, at this point, it's like, bruv, like we haven't. I mean, you can start Joselu, but bruv, is he of the required quality?
Morata off the bench, maybe Morata potentially.
But it's my play Morata. Like, this is what they're dealing with.
I just say it like that, bro.
It might be a third. Okay, he's pants, man.
All right, cool. Let's move on to Group C anyway. We'll put Spain third for now and then leave it there. Group C, obviously that's England's group, so Serbia, Denmark, and Slovenia. We say England tops it, or we think something different?
I think you see the forwards that all of these teams have. Mm-hmm. They can really cause England problems. So you've got Slovenia that have Seshko against the Stones. In behind, long day for him. Denmark, they've got Højlund. And they've got, is it Wind?
I think so.
Wind, who plays in the two. And then you've got Serbia that's got a front three of Vlahovic, Mitrovic, and Tadic. I think England do concede a lot in these in this group. I can't see them keeping many clean sheets. I'm not going to say England will get grouped, but it's a possibility. I won't be surprised if Denmark and Serbia, let's say, if they get through. I don't think this is a walk in the park for them. So I don't think it will be. It's not a walk in the park now.
I still think they'll top it, though. I do have a feeling that they will still top it. Like, even if it's just a just, I feel like they
have the quality to get through. So, that they could be winning games 4-3, 5-3.
Yeah, that's what. And remember, we said it before. Who cares? Just win the game.
But it just depends on if England want to be clinical. If they are clinical, yeah.
No, it is true.
So if England was to go top, yeah. I'll probably see Denmark.
What do you think, Jerry? Oh, he's gone.
I'll probably see Denmark.
Yeah, and then I think Serbia, and then and then Slovenia. We'll put them there. All right, we're going on to Group D. Holland, Austria, France, and Poland. Who do you think's topping that one?
I'm gonna go bold. I think.
Guys, can you hear me?
I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. I was under a tunnel and just messed up.
I've seen France over the past 2 games. I don't think they've been like outstanding. I think the Netherlands have. So I'm gonna go bold. I'm gonna put Netherlands top.
Cool.
I'm gonna put Netherlands top.
Second, I'm assuming France.
France. Yeah.
Okay. I think Poland are coming bottom. Sorry, Jerry, but I just feel like you're coming bottom.
Right, you didn't even let me have my English talk, you know.
I just said...
Is that what we're doing?
Jerry, go on. Go ahead. The floor is yours.
Cool. With England, I think England top it purely because I don't think... I know you spoke about those strikers, but apart from that, those teams are dead, though, innit? Like, defensively, you can't really give me any real big players. In midfield, you can't really give me any strong players. So they're just going to go direct. And a team that just goes direct is cool. It can cause you problems, but you'd expect England to be able to deal with that, though. They know that's coming. Yeah, I mean, it's not something unique. So I think with England. I think they're going to surprise people defensively as well. I think as a structure, they'll be decent. Going to, what, is it group? Is it D for Poland, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool, because you spoke about... Yeah, I think we're going to come dead bottom, bro. I think we're going to come dead rock bottom, and it'll be a...
Yeah, that's you're going to have to speak on them.
Yeah, man, it's a complete mess, innit? Like, the whole, like, FA, the way the recruitment of players, the academies, they're all terrible at the moment, innit? Like, the players that are playing abroad, they're not really making any inroads like that. Yeah, it's just interesting. There's no money in the Polish league. Yeah, I mean, so it's just not great. And yeah, the problem is it's just Lewandowski FC. And when it becomes Lewandowski FC, he tries to start dropping deep, and he don't trust his teammates. It just becomes a bit mad. So, hey, look, there's some players that are good. You got Zielinski in there. You got obviously
Milik.
Kivior. You got Nadek. Yeah, Milik as well. But Milik's poor, bruv. Milik's poor. Like, he's just injured all
He's
the
hit
time.
and miss, I
Poor.
think.
Yeah, exactly. So I think we're going to come dead bottom. I think France top it. I just think France top it. I know you were saying that obviously Netherlands look good. I'm telling you, when it comes to tournaments, you have to ignore form, innit? Form don't matter when it comes to tournaments. Form does not matter. Like, Spain were terrible in the lead up to World Cup when they won it. They lost the opening game and they won the whole tournament, innit? Saudi Arabia, didn't they beat Argentina, bro?
Oh yeah. 2-1.
Nah,
Yeah.
Saudi, do you know what I mean? And Saudi Arabia were a team that done really well on form. So it's one of those ones where, look, you just got to take it as it is. You've got to look at structurally what can those teams do. And the difference is, unlike anyone else right now, France have winners all over the pitch.
Yeah.
Every league, in every position, they've got winners. You've got Griezmann, that's won in Spain. You've got flipping Kante, that's won the league, and he's going to come in. You've got Saliba, that's obviously cool. You've got
Mbappe.
Konate, he's a winner. You've got Mbappe, that's the winner. You've got Coman, that's won. You've got all these players have won. Pavard, Teo Hernandez, they've won leagues, they've won cups, they've won the World Cup as a collective as well. So their belief is going to be different. As we've seen with Holland and stuff, yeah, they're performing really well. Look what happened to them in the World Cup, though. It was a mess. Like, it was a mess for them because, again, they need to bed in, and I don't know how resolute that Dutch structure is. I'm not going to sit here and say I watched their games because I didn't in it. I know the stat that you just brought up, but I just think France are France in it, and I think they're favourites. So if I had to put my money on anyone, it'd be France to win it. But then obviously Netherlands, I think they come second. Austria, an interesting team. I think that's one the team to watch out for.
Yeah,
I think Austria, an interesting team.
Yeah, they are, and they do have a good system under Ranić. I don't think Alaba's going to play. I think he's injured at the moment.
No, he's injured. Alaba's out.
Yeah. So,
okay.
Yeah, so that's probably a big boost for the whole group that Alaba's not there. They do have Sabitzer. I think someone from Leipzig. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, but yeah, they do have some good ballers in there.
No, I think that group and the group B. In fact, I think group B is going to be boring. I think it's going to be more like in terms of boring, in terms of like Italy, Croatia, Spain. I feel like they're just going to make it boring. Like it's just going to be
like 1-0 or something.
Yeah, man. Like I feel like it would just be dead to watch. Like I can just see it already. But the group D, though, this France, Netherlands, Austria, I feel like that'd be interesting.
Did you watch the Nations League final? That was a horrible watch.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, bro. I'll end up watching the game thinking, yeah, you see, this is why you need to just scrap this whole Nations League, because this is not what I want to see. Like, this didn't make me feel like, oh, you know what? They need to really, like, we need to put some more into international football. No, this is why people watch international football and say it's boring, because of this type of stuff. And you try to add this in for whatever reason. Like, anyways, let's move on. Group E, Belgium, Slovakia, Romania, and Ukraine. Interesting.
Belgium probably tops that. Slovakia, they only have one player that I know is probably Skriniar from Inter Milan. From PSG, and he hasn't really played for PSG that much this season. He's been injured.
Is he still there? I thought he moved to Saudi.
No, he's playing for PSG at the moment, but he hasn't been that great this season. I'll probably say Ukraine.
You think Ukraine was finished second?
I feel like Belgium will probably win all of their games, and then it'll be like on goal difference with Ukraine or Romania or Slovakia. I think it'll be very tight. Like Belgium could be winning by let's say 9 points, and then the rest is like 2-3 points on goal difference. So that's how I think Group E will go.
I think. What are you saying, Jerry? Is he there? No, we can't hear him anyway. I'm gonna just go with. I'm gonna go Romania, Slovakia, and then Ukraine bottom. I don't know why, but I have this sneaky feeling that Romania might make it through. There's something in my head it just told me to sway that way anyway. But it is what it is. Group F: Turkey, Georgia, Portugal, and the Czech Republic.
Yeah, we can just put Portugal top.
Yeah, I think so.
Georgia, the only like a 2-man team, Kavicha and the goalkeeper. Mama Dashvili.
That Valencia goalkeeper, right?
Yeah. He's a good keeper and he's young as well. I watched him in the under-21 Euros. He's a good goalkeeper. Turkey, they got Arda, sensational talent.
Gula.
Yeah, baller.
Very good player.
Çalhanoğlu, Soyuncu.
I think Turkey.
Does Unal play for them? I swear Unal plays for Turkey, innit?
I'm going to say yes. Yeah, I'm going to say yes. Whether he's in the squad, I don't know, but I'm gonna say yes.
So I think Georgia go. I think they're fourth. Czech.
Okay.
So I think they got Souček, Kral, Solfau. I think Schick plays for them, isn't it? Patrick Schick from Leverkusen.
I think he's Czech Republic. I think so. I actually don't know what country he's actually from. That's a good question.
But
very good question.
I think Turkey get through. I think Turkey definitely get through.
Turkey got a good squad, but it's just
it's just whether they can get over the line.
Yeah, exactly. You there, bro?
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, now we can.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry, I had to I don't know why. Signal's fine, but again, I'm in the car.
No. Yeah, all good, bro. We're just looking at the group.
Yeah. So you're looking at the group, the Belgium group. I'll just say Marwan. I think Belgium. I think they finished second. If I'm being honest. I think Slovakia.
So who do you think tops it?
I think Slovakia will top it. I think Slovakia are a team that, they go under the radar, but there's no like standout star, and as a unit they'll be good. But they've got good players. They've got Lobotka, they've got Andre Duda.
Oh yeah,
they've got Dubravka. Like they've got players that like are decent in it. They've got Harashlin as well. I think they've got Strelec. I think I might be wrong. But Lobotka and obviously Duda are the main ones in it. And they've got Hanko as well. They've got Hanko, which the centre back that Liverpool have been, or is it the centre back that Liverpool have been linked with? The centre back that Liverpool have been linked with. So
from Feyenoord,
Bologna, is it? Feyenoord. Yeah, exactly. They've got Hanko, so they're a good team. And I think I'm just not impressed when I look at Belgium. Like they've got like Wout Faes and that going in the team, and that from Leicester. And it's like like Onana's like a banker in their team. I don't look at Belgium like they're outstanding. But of course,
I definitely agree with that.
They've got De Bruyne, of course. They've got they can win they can win all their games, and I won't be surprised. But my kind of lucky bet, this is what the one I'd put my money on and be like, you haven't really performed in recent tournaments. Slovakia could easily just win. Do you know what I mean? They're a couple of their games. You drop points in one, like draw against them, and boy, starts looking a bit shifty. Like, do you know what I mean? A bit higgy. In the other game, I know what other group are you doing? The last group, F, innit?
Yeah, so he's got Portugal, Turkey, Czech Republic, and Georgia. That's the order that we put in. I think Turkey. I actually think Turkey could actually top it. I'll be honest. I think Turkey are good. But I expect Portugal to just win all their games. But I can also see Turkey are a good team, man. They're actually a good team, bro. Good players, bro.
I haven't seen them play, so I don't know. But Czech Republic is a team that I have seen play. Czech Republic are good though, man.
They could.
Schick, you're right. Patrick Schick's Czech. Like they've got again, they're that team they're just going to be very. I remember didn't Patrick Schick cause England problems?
Yeah, in the Euros.
In the Euros last time, innit? He did.
Yeah, remember he scored that mad goal.
Scored that mad goal, exactly. Yeah, man. I think Czech Republic might even top that group. I think not top it. I mean, come second. I think Portugal win it. Turkey, I don't know what they've been doing in it. Like I just don't know. I know they've got Arda Güler, they've got a few good players, Hakan Çalhanoğlu, but they look like a team that they'll go one goal down, and then they'll be shouting and blaming each other and that, and like getting into scraps and that, and just fighting because there's just team camaraderie in there. Like, yeah, they've always got a mad player in there. Like you remember, like Arda Turan, like he's the type of player that would just lose and just weigh man in on the pitch. So
the problem you got with Turkey is that they've got a good team. The problem, as you said, is that I don't know, like they're just lacking that kind of what's the word I'm looking for? the functionality of their team is so weird whenever I watch them play. Prime example, I looked at I was watching their game that they played against Wales during the qualifiers and stuff like that. And I was like, bro, you should be done in Wales' dance, but the way that you lot are playing right now is like, it just seems like it's all over the gaff. Like, and it just seemed disjointed. That's the word I'm looking for. It just seemed like it was quite disjointed in the way that they played, even though they do have good players. And I feel like maybe in this kind of tournament, but when I go back to look at their last results, bro, it's not for great. I know you say form doesn't matter, but they've lost 2-1 to Poland. They lost 6-1 to Austria. They lost 1-0 to Hungary. But they beat Germany 3-2. It's weird. It's just if they click, they're a very good team and they can beat a team like Germany. But it's just I don't know if they're going to be as consistent. But for 3 games, that's all they need, isn't it? They just need to be consistent for 3 games to get through.
Yeah, I do think Portugal is a big contender, though. I'm just looking at their options. They got Felix, Ronaldo, Leao, Bruno, Jota,
Guerrero,
Neto,
Cancelo.
Guerrero is not in the squad. They
Is he
got
not?
Ramos. I think he's injured. They got
Just
Kante
bear
Sal.
with me, guys. Just bear with me literally 2 seconds. Just someone's at the door in it, but you can continue talking about Portugal in it. Just 2 seconds.
Yeah, I think they've got.
Let's just have a look, Junior. That's mad. Guys, make sure we're smashing the like as well, people. Smash the likes as well.
I think defense as well. I think they're stacked. They've got Inacio, Ruben Diaz, Antonio Silva. What do you think of Silva, actually? Antonio Silva.
I ain't seen him like that, man. They're all just is what it is. You're decent, innit?
I
don't watch Portuguese football like that. So
I think Inacio is probably the better centre back than him. I think he's more. I think he's more refined. I think Silva's still raw. But also another question as well. Would you take Kavicha?
What, to Liverpool?
Yeah.
Over who? Just to
So
have him?
let's say we're interested. Would you start him with Diaz?
I don't know. I think they're more or less the same thing.
You think?
I think they're very similar. I think they obviously play slower in
Italy is much slower. Yeah.
In Italy, it's much slower, so your time on the ball's different. It'll be different in the Prem when someone's on him. He might just start passing backwards and just making runs off the ball, and he become a bit similar. So, for that Skelia, Georgian player.
I hear it. Yeah, no, I like him. I do like him though.
I like him. Like I wouldn't say no, but I don't know. I have him over Nunes, innit? But
bro, man brought into Nunes into the conversation for no reason.
I hate the guy. I'm not gonna lie, man. Everything about him now, I'm just done with him, bro.
Bro, don't worry, man.
But it's open hate now. It's just open hate. I just hate
but I said this yesterday though, is that we just got to be honest with like how we look at certain players and stuff like that in terms of, for example, and I big up Enz because he was talking about this yesterday, and I'll just say this point before we move on. I don't want to make this about Nunes, but I think he was asking a question about like if Nunes obviously has like a good Copa America, and let's say he scores like 10 goals and he improves on this and improves on that and etc. and you see that throughout the tournament, like would you change your opinion of him moving forward kind of thing?
No, I don't. No, because I think he's going to be the same player for the rest of his career, as in like whether that's technical ability. Because in my opinion, how football works is, let's say, Nunes is now 24. His first touch is not going to get better. It's just natural. Your first touch is natural. Like he's not going to get a touch like Bernardo Silva. It's going to be natural. Yeah. He can only improve on. Would you say composure is something that you can improve on? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
That his composure,
being able to be calm. Yeah, I think being able to be calm in situations where like it's mad hectic. That's what separates like a good player,
the best players
but even like a midfielder from a striker. Like that's what separates them a lot of the time, because a lot of players like De Bruyne is a bit different. Like De Bruyne could play up front and you'd be cold in it. Like he's got that killer like 1v1 I'm gonna slot
compared
it. Cool.
to like Thiago to like a Nunez. Yeah.
Exactly. But you go and look at like Declan Rice, right? Declan Rice, when you look at his ability, like He's good on the ball. His touch is good. He can strike a ball and stuff. But he hasn't got the composure in front of goal to play up front. That's what it is. It's like it's going to be too hectic. Like it's like, oh my God, like I'm 1v1 and he's going to do something mad. They know this because he's played there in youth level, innit? These players have played there. You need that composure where you can miss and you don't really care.
Yeah.
So,
would
you see it, Declan Rice misses and he's like, oh my God, his head's in his hands. Whereas the best strikers, they miss. But if you see Messi miss like a pen, he don't even look bothered. He don't even look shocked.
Yeah.
He's just like, cool, I'm going to get the next one.
Would you call Salah composed?
No.
He don't care if he misses.
I think there's times I've seen him miss a couple penalties before, and his head, do you remember the Arsenal one where he shanked it wide? Yeah. He lost his head there, and it's like there's certain times where he can have. I think there's certain situations where Salah doesn't realize he has more time actually than he actually thinks. True. Salah may finish sometimes like someone's just pressing him when there's no one pressing him. So I think there's times where Salah can just kind of bug out and just shank his chances left, right, and centre. But you see with Nunes, when people saying he can improve in his finishing, I think finishing is just natural. Like at school, you'll see that one guy on Astro that just finishes everything, like chance after chance. That's natural. I don't think you can go and improve finishing. The only way you improve them in finishing is on FIFA, where you just max out players. Yeah,
I think I hear that. I think with the finishing stuff, I don't feel like I've watched strikers improve on their finishing. I would say that why they will end up scoring more goals is it's more through repetition. Yeah, through like the system. So I'm trying to think. So that's why. Okay. Yes. Sterling is not a banging nowhere. You would never call Sterling a banging finisher. If I go through Sterling's record at Manchester City, the brother has scored goals, bro. Like he was one season he scored. I'm sure. No, I'll check now. I'm sure he touched 30 goals in a season.
I think he's Pep's top scorer.
In all comps.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, in all comps though. And you're thinking
I think he's 30 goals. Yeah, I think he's Pep's top scorer. But if you look at his misses,
he's had 3 seasons. But this is what I'm saying is that he's not a natural finisher. He's had a season where he scored 18 in the Prem, 17, 20, and in all competitions he's done it once where he played 52 games, scored 31 goals. If you saw that, you would just think, right, this brother's scoring like a mad amount of goals. But the reality is when you watch Sterling, we all know that brother's not a finisher, but repetition. Donny's does the same thing over and over again. Eventually, as you said, system will play a part because of the tappings and stuff like that.
That's why I look at Salah. That's why I look at Salah. I think if Haaland was to play for like a more counter-attacking team, I think he scores more because his best finish is the one where he opens up his body and guides it into the far corner. I think that's his best finish in his article. Arsenal. But with Haaland, we have seen him miss a couple chances, but then again, he does have the quality to bury chances. Whether that's a tap in or that's a penalty, he is a decent finisher. I think Jota is another one who has a lot of finishes in his Arsenal as well. We've seen him go around the keeper before. We've seen him dink the keeper. We've seen him shoot with both feet. So those are players that have composure in certain situations. Whereas Nunes, even now, I'm seeing him shoot straight at the keeper and not think about what to do. I think the only situation I've seen him think is the Brentford game. But then again, if he misses that,
I don't even think I don't even think that was even think. I think that was just more improvisation. I feel like he
not panicked, but it's like, oh, what do I do? Am I chipping? Am I going to go around the keeper? He just does bozo things at times. It's just like you're playing for Liverpool Football Club, and when he misses, you catch him laughing, and it's like, come on, man! We're in a title race, and you're laughing, and it's like, come on, just come off the pitch.
them kind of crazy kind of guy. But listen, look, I don't want to. We'll save that one when Slot finally does an interview and we know what's actually going on at Liverpool.
That's not even when it was Liverpool manager. I think it's a bit shook. You know, like your first bro, and you're like hiding from your mum. Your mum's like, bro, everyone's in the car waiting, and you're there like, no, I'm just eating my cereal. You really don't want to
go. Bro, like I said, but my boy, big up Jimbo, because he was speaking yesterday. And he asked the same thing about Slot. He was like, bro, like, what? Like, how come we haven't heard? I said, bro, I don't know. Like, I hear obviously people trying to spin it in whatever way. Like, yeah, maybe does it matter? And I'm like, again, it matters to the wider audience. Like, whether that's something to care about or not. Obviously, that's just subjective. But these kind of things, bro, Sally down the road doesn't care about the Euros. Like, she don't care that she wants to know, like, yo, is everything good at Liverpool? Like, the manager, like, what's he like? Am I going to be able to take to him as an individual? Because the reality is, if all we're going to see of this person is, say, at the games and stuff like that, how are people going to be able to connect? We know what Liverpool are about. Remember, we're a club that we have to connect. Like, we have to connect with that manager. At the moment, there's a massive disconnect because one, we ain't hearing from him and we don't really know too much about him. Obviously, that can change throughout the season and his time here at Liverpool. But yeah, like I said, man, I'm just like, let's just wait and see whenever he decides to come out and talk, and then take it from there. To be honest with you, but we'll leave that for another day. Third place ranking. So obviously these are. I think there's a couple more spots where these teams can obviously go into. And I think it's the best third place team. They make it through or something like that. So
on goal difference and that, or points.
No, so they've just put your third place teams in order of best performance. So whoever we think in terms of these teams here,
I guess goal will be points and goal difference.
That's what I think. Yeah, that's what I think.
That's what they'll do.
Okay.
So do you want to do worst first, or do you want to do top?
We can do worst first.
Nah, I need to see the group first as well, you know, because you know there's certain groups, like you see that Spain group, yeah, but they might come out of that with just like 3 points, you know. You know, it could be that easy, like it's just a tight game, but you lose 2 games.
I'll go through the teams and then I'll go through. We'll start from bottom and then we'll work our way up. Actually, yeah, because you're right, Junior. I think that makes sense. So there's 6 spots. We've got Hungary. Let's start with Hungary. So we've got Hungary finishing 3rd in their group, with Germany, Switzerland, and Scotland in there. Where would you place them? Oh, sorry. Would you put them bottom of that group? Sorry.
No, I'll go through Hungary.
Okay, cool. Spain. You're right. You know, I feel like Spain could end up being lower than we think because of the points in that. Yeah, you're right.
I think Spain will probably have the most possession. They'll probably complete 1,000 passes a match. But will it come down to will they score many goals? I don't think they score many goals, especially because they've got Italy and Croatia, and they are decent defensively. I think it's a case where Spain probably score like 6 goals, and I don't even think they score that much. The four could be against like Albania. Then the other 2 is against Croatia and Italy. Whether that's a 1-1 game or a loss of 2-1 or 1-0. So I'll probably say I don't know where to put Spain.
I feel like they're not going to score that many goals. I don't see that even happening.
Yeah,
I actually think they'll score like 3 goals.
Their forwards are very questionable. I think Yamal probably pop up with a couple of assists. Nico Williams, I'm not too sure about him. I think he's a bit overrated. Torres, he turns up when he wants to turn up.
Yeah.
Hosselu, I mean, Ark Savage about him. He's hit and miss, and he's the other one, Morata.
Yeah,
lost to be offside. So I'm not too sure about Spain's forward options.
I just put them in 5th for now, innit? Just to place them. And then we can move it around. In fact, no, that's exactly what I'm going to do, actually. And then we can move them around however we see fit. Oh, get out of the way, man. I don't want to sign up to a trial, bro.
You have to start your free trial, bro.
Bro, I don't want to start the freaking free trial, bro. Forget that.
Oh, my God.
But yeah, you got Romania, Hungary, Serbia, Austria, and Spain and the Czech Republic. Serbia in England's group.
I don't think they scored too many goals as well.
It's tricky doing the third place thing because it's like when I'm looking at it, Austria, Romania, Czech Republic, like as Jerry said, if it's going to come down to like goal difference and points and that, like I don't want to sit here and go through like every game that I think that they're going to win necessarily.
Yeah, that's long.
That's long. Yeah, I ain't doing all of that. You know what? It's so funny because the reality is Spain could actually really and truly get knocked out.
They could easily get knocked out.
Such a big drop off in quality with Spain. Like the midfield will always be good because they do produce a lot of good midfielders, but it's just the attack and that defense. Without Pau Torres and they had Ramos before, it's like just a big drop off. Like I'm out here seeing Vivian getting spun by Diaz on the wing, and I don't think they have good enough quality in defense. Like I don't even think Vivian gets into England's 11.
I'm like Vivian, you know, see these kind of names and that.
It's just yeah.
That's actually kind of funny, actually. Give me 2 secs. Booyah.
Have you seen that that Reece James thing?
Of what?
Of I've seen a lot of tweets of people saying they put up like a picture of Trent and other right backs, and they've got Reece James in there, and he's it's like I think he's at like a I don't know what he's doing, but it's like, he's like
sweeping the floor at a basketball game.
Oh, that was a model. That was a fashion type of thing.
Yeah. And then you got people saying, "Oh, they compared him to Trent." Like let's be honest. I think Reece James starts with for England. Let's be real.
If he was fit, then I can't see why he wouldn't.
Firing, I think he's like one of the best in his position. But it's like the drop off. I mean, I can't say drop off because he came off the bench and got an assist against Nottingham, and he looked the same. But it's like England, they've got so much quality, but it's like Southgate doesn't know how to use it.
You can't. But the thing is, you can't. I think that's not disingenuous, but people get that misconstrued. That you can't ever be in a situation where because you've got all this quality, you got to force them into a team.
Yeah.
You can't just because you've got Walker, Trippier, Trent Alexander-Arnold. Like you can't. You just got to make a decision.
You can't shoehorn all of them in.
When Spain had their team. Exactly, when Spain had their team and they had Busquets, Iniesta, Xavi, think of all the other midfielders they had.
Yeah.
Fabregas in the team that when he just went on, he didn't play. They had Xabi Alonso, he didn't play. They had David Silva, he didn't play. Because that was their midfield. Like you can't be in this. People have this idea, not saying you particularly, but Foden's got to play and Saka's got to play and we've got to get Grealish shooting him and Kane's got to play as well. But then Watkins had a great season, we've got to get him in as well. It's like, nah, bruv. You just need
someone that can come off the bench
that are going to do what you want them to do.
Yeah,
you need the players that are going to do what you want to do. Of course, you've got players on the bench, but for Southgate, he just needs a player that is going to do what he wants them to do, innit?
Yeah.
So if he needs a runner in there, because he needs a bit of balance, he's not going to put Mainu in there, innit, or Trent. If
you want like a Gallagher.
Exactly.
And I'll probably even say Wharton, he can probably do the dog work and the running as well. I'll probably say.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Probably. Again, I've seen a bit of him. I haven't seen too much of him. So, I like him, but I don't see too much of him. But again, that's what I'm saying. It's one of those ones you can't be like, yeah, but Cole Palmer. Yeah, you have a pick in it. It's either Saka or Cole Palmer.
Yeah,
that's it. There's not 4 right wing positions in the match, innit? You've got to make a decision. It's like with France have got the same issue, but France, Saliba, you got Konate, you got Upamecano, you got Kunde. Who are you gonna pick in your back line? Pavard as well. Who are you gonna pick? They've opted for
They've gone with
Upamecano and Konate.
Upamecano. Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Saliba's sitting on a bench, and unless there's an injury or unless there's suspension, Saliba's not making an appearance in the tournament, bro. Unless it's defensive, see at the game defensively, and even then, I think he puts on someone else, and it is what it is.
Nah, it's actually true. All right, let's just go through quickly this round of 16. All I have to do is flip and refresh the page. Round of 16, Germany versus Denmark.
Deutschland.
Germany, yeah.
Switzerland versus Croatia.
Croatia.
Italy, Hungary.
Italia.
England, Romania.
England.
Light work as well. Light work.
England. Portugal, Serbia.
Serbia gave Brazil problems, you know. That
exactly.
But yeah. So
I think Portugal are better than Brazil, though, in my opinion.
Yeah. At least right now.
Right now, like right this second.
I hope see Portugal. Yeah.
Portugal. Ooh, Netherlands versus Belgium.
Oh, we always beat up Belgium. I say Netherlands.
Slovakia versus Spain.
Spain.
Yeah, I'll go down. France, Turkey. I'm saying France will win that game.
Yeah, bonjour.
I think
you didn't give them a
chance.
You were just picking them up. They got a 6 squad. They got this.
Yo, hold on. hold on. Might big them up.
They might even top the group. They might even top the group. You were saying that was easy. Yeah, done. Not even like, you know what?
No, but if they have to face, allow me, Jerry, man. Allow me. Anyway, quarterfinals, Germany versus Italy. That'll be a good game, you know. I think that'll be a good game.
Italy, you know.
You think Germany home court advantage, bro?
I think they missed it. I think.
Yeah, remember the tournaments in
They
Germany.
haven't got like a proper. I don't think Germany have got a proper goal scorer. Like you've got Fulkrug, Havertz. It's like they create a lot of chances, but
Havertz is good this right now.
See more of the Leverkusen Havertz. Well.
Yes.
Obviously Germany. So Joe, you said Italy, isn't it?
Yeah, so G's got the designer. I think Italy.
Yeah, G. Yeah.
Let's see their team. Let's see Italy's team as well. Yeah.
Do you think Chiesa will cook up a madness again?
Brother, it doesn't matter. It might be someone else that cooks up a madness. That's the thing about them. It don't have to be. It could be a random breader, and you're gonna be like, right, it's hard.
Yeah. Nonto. I think Nonto might be in the squad.
Yeah. Scamacca, Raspadori, Chiesa, Retegui, Zaccagni, El Shaarawy, and Folashona. Yeah, I think Retegui is going to be the one to watch. The young guy.
There's a Immobile there.
In midfield. Huh?
No.
There's a Immobile in that squad.
Nah, Immobile didn't get selected. In midfield, they got Barella, Cristante, Pellegrini, Jorginho, Fratesi, Fagioli. At the back, they've got Di Marco, Di Lorenzo, Buongiorno,
Calafiori. Yeah, I like him.
Yeah, man. They're just gonna have a system that works, and watch El Shaarawy just ball out.
It's a shame. It's a shame that Scalvini's not there. He's got
because of the injury. Yeah,
massive shame.
I'm gonna still go Germany. I think home court advantage is gonna play a part in this.
Yeah,
I feel like but Italy can easily ruin the party though. And I just looked at
like an Atalanta. You know, don't just look and be like, yeah, let's just do what Atalanta did. Let's just do that. Everyone knows what to do. And then you're going to look at it and be like, rah, yeah, this is a madness.
Germany, Italy. Gee, think, man. Because you're both making sense. Like, the home court advantage thing, I feel like that will play a part. But Italy don't have a dead team. I just looked at their team as well. And I was like, this is not a dead team.
The last match that they played, Germany beat them 5-2. I'm having a look. Obviously, I think that was in 2022, but now it's much different systems, much different managers. Now they have what's his name? What's his name? The German manager, Nagelsmann.
Yeah.
And Spalletti. So it's much different systems. But
I'll go with Italy.
Just edge it Germany.
No. I am. That's a game that I would just love to watch. Like, but I think I couldn't pick it. I'm saying
when it comes to tournaments, I just find, like the tactical teams. Like, even when I've played, I think it's like, I remember when I went to Spain, to Italy, Milan, and we played against an Italian team. Bruv, it was mad tough. And these man, you felt were stronger than them, but it was just mad tough. They had a system, they done it, and they beat us, innit? They beat us in the final, but it's just mad tough. And I just think, with Italy, I love Italian football, like watching it. Because I love the tactics are just on another level. Like, they don't look at football like we need to have the ball, we need to dominate these thirds. They're like, nice, calm, have that. We're gonna hit into Scamacca. He's gonna come and find him in here. We're gonna have Fratesi, Pellegrini, all these brothers. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, interesting. Like I said, I'd love to watch the game, man. I'd love to watch the game.
I'll just let that will be a good game. I'm gonna edge it though, Italy. Portugal, Netherlands. Again, another good game, bro. Fucking hell.
Oh,
I don't know, man. Ronaldo effect, innit? That goal he scored yesterday. Was it yesterday?
Bro, they're putting them thing there, man.
No, but it's the touch. But it's the touch. The ball bounces.
To bring it down, yeah.
Shift. Bang.
It's cool. Van Dijk will deal with him anyway. It's cool.
I don't think he
Virgil will deal with him.
I don't think he will.
I think
you know what?
Van Dijk always gets the better of him. To be fair, though,
because he doesn't want that physical battle with Van Dijk. That's all.
Yeah.
He just peel onto a fullback though. He would just peel onto whoever. He would just dunk over Ake.
Yeah.
He just dunk over him, like that.
Yeah. That's a tough. That's a tough one. Like we're missing De Jong and Koopmeiners. Portugal have better quality in midfield. No, they're not available.
Yeah, they got in.
So who's in midfield?
So we've got Veerman. He's good. Shooten. We've got Gravenberch. Let me think.
You know what? Go back. That Netherlands team. Sorry, we might have to recalculate where they even end up in the table, bruv. What?
But to be fair, De Jong doesn't really play well for us. To be fair, I think Mutson's just been called up. Let me double check the squad.
All right, so your defense is you got Geertruida, De Ligt, De Vrij, Van de Ven. You got a good defense, man. I feel like your defense is super calm. Van Dijk, Nathan Ake, like, bro, your defense is super calm.
No, good defense. Good defense.
Midfield, fucking hell. Wijnaldum, Veerman, Maatsen just got called up. Your midfield looks trash. Schouten, Gravenberch, Reinders, sorry.
Reinders,
that midfield.
But still, but it's like, but I don't know. Unless there's a star, like they got.
It's not even like that. You know what? Yeah. It doesn't even need to be a star. I'm not even fussed about that. It's just unless your midfield is going to be like Liverpool's midfield, where we're just going to work. Because I don't look at anybody in that midfield really where I'm saying there's a spark. Gravenberch might be the only
Veerman's
one.
Got ability on the ball.
He's got ability on the ball, creator. But he's our
creator. But it's like we haven't got someone that is like naturally defensively that can cover the ground. We have played Iceland, who's compared to like your France's and everything, they're not that great. And then we played Canada, where we played two teams that are not on the level of France, Portugal, or anything. So it's going to be interesting to see how Veerman and the other midfielders perform.
You know what? Actually, I take that back. They might just be workmen like in this whole tournament, bro. And just like you said,
we just got Tekman in midfield.
Yeah, and that's what I'm looking at. Like, you got bare tech, man. Bare guys. Yeah, you could say Wijnaldum, obviously good in the ball. Gravenberch, Veerman, like
he's done out here
Maatsen.
now, man. Done out them.
No, but he's just. I know he's done. You're right. He is done out here, but in terms of his ability attributes, should I say? Sorry.
Yeah,
of what he can do. That's what he offers you, right?
He can still retain the ball.
Yes.
Still retain the ball. He's someone you give him the ball. He's not giving it away, bro.
He's not giving it away.
If you're shook,
it's just more physically
if you were
where he might be.
If you were playing a five-a-side game and you were shook, you give him the ball, and it doesn't matter. He's gonna somehow keep the ball for you, man. Like, you need that in the tournament, innit?
Yeah.
Your forward line: Javi Simmons, Wout Weghorst, Memphis Depay, Cody Gakpo, Frimpong, Malin, Robbery, Bergwijn. Yeah, you know what? Nah, I'll keep them where they are. I think they'll finish second. I feel like that team should be good enough to do so.
But Frimpong, he's been playing right wing.
Exactly.
And he's looked really good there. I don't think Xavi. I think Xavi, he hasn't played well on the right. He's more of like a free roam role. I don't think he's played well there at all. I can't name you one good performance from Xavi on the right.
That's mad.
Frimpong's just come and he's getting that GA already, and the performance is actually there. So I'll probably start Frimpong on the right, depending on the game. If it's like against the front, I'm playing Frimpong there.
So I'll leave them where I put them in the table.
I'll say Portugal go through.
You still think after all of that bigging up, you still say Portugal go through?
Yeah.
What about you, Jake?
Yeah, just from the Ronaldo effect, innit? I just think. I don't know. I've just got a feeling. I've got a feeling. Yeah, I just got a feeling. It just might be his competition, innit? Like you just load in. Like when Pele and that were playing in Brazil, no one saw them play. You don't know whether they're playing well or not. He got goals and that, but you don't know. He's just going to turn up in this tournament. I just think that's going to be it. So I think Portugal go through on that one.
Say no more. Spain versus France.
France.
Yeah.
I don't see how Spain hurt France's defense at all.
It's an interesting one, isn't it? Like we spoke about those teams that don't start off well. I mean, they came in third place, and all of a sudden they start picking up
mad victories, bro. Like,
and exactly. And now you look at it and you're like, you know what? They might just go in and beat France. On paper, France should win.
Yeah.
The question is, France have got not a tendency, but this history dictates that, if something goes wrong, if there's not enough leaders in that squad, they start asking for Deschamps' head. Man are slapping each other in the changing room. Certain man are being dismissed from the camp. And
we say we're old school, and like the Everton and all them man.
Benzema and that. Like certain man's getting pressured. So you know what? I might be a bit mad and just go Spain win that, and France.
Listen, I'll be super happy.
I think Spain are smelly. I can't see them beating France.
All right, so you said Spain. I'll go with. The thing is, Spain could do something.
If they get to this stage, in one of these quarterfinals, there's going to be a surprise in it.
Yeah,
and I think this is going to be the surprise one, where everyone's there to standout favorite, but they just get knocked out in the quarters.
I want Spain to win it anyway, so I'll put them there. England versus Croatia.
That's an interesting one. It's not a walk in the park.
Because England struggle against good teams, man. So I feel like that's not going to be easy, bro.
We say that,
Modric,
but I don't think they struggle.
Kovacic, Brozovic.
If you look at the last recent performances, I don't think they've struggled like that. Like France, I don't think they struggled. I think Kane missed the damn penalty, right?
Okay, let me not say struggled. They don't win.
Yeah,
and right now, obviously, we're in knockout football. Like I said, in this tournament, I don't care even really how you play.
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously, it's just about can you win the game, and they struggle in that aspect when they come up against a better team.
That's true.
And obviously, you spoke about Croatia's team already in terms of some of their players that they got, but even forget the players that they do have. It's just more about we just know the team. But I'm gonna side with England on this one, though. I will side with England.
I don't trust England at all to get through past a team that is actually good. Like,
no, don't worry. When we
when
get
it
there,
comes,
when we get there, we'll get to the. Because so far, if we go back, what we're saying, they've only had to play Romania, and then
that's it.
Yeah, no, Romania around the 16, and then in their group. So really, this could, you know what I mean? Like, this will be the first test. I think they can. I think they'll pass it. I think they'll pass it.
I think they will. I'm not gonna lie. I think, like there's an expectation not for England. That I know some people are saying they win it, but a lot of people, there's a lot of doubts around England.
Yeah.
I think the doubts will help England perform better.
Potentially.
The more doubts you slap on England, like they're not good enough, they're a bit rubbish, we don't trust them, I think they're going to perform better. I think when you start to hype them up is when everything comes crashing down. So I think as long as now it's still like they're not getting excited, this Romania and the respect for, I think they get past. I think they get past that Croatia team. Plus the Croatia team's good, and I think they can cause you issues. But like it's an aging Modric.
It's aging,
expected. It's an aging Brozovic. It's an aging Dejan Lovren. Like you're asking for new players to come through, and I don't really know who they've got like that.
Lovren's not even in the squad.
I don't think so. No, I think it's going to be Satalo and someone else.
Satalo's decent though.
He plays at Ajax, isn't it? Satalo.
Yeah, he's decent. He's decent. From what I've seen of him, and I've only seen like twice.
Vardio plays left back now.
Yeah, I know. It'll be Vardio. Yeah. Who else? Like
they got Sosa, Vida.
Yeah,
Juranovic.
Is Vida playing? Is Vida got selected?
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's 35. That's crazy.
I think Juranovic is good. He's a good player.
Juranovic, yeah, he's another one.
Yeah, I remember him. I remember he played against Vinny. Absolutely locked him up in Brazil. Against Brazil.
Actually, if this is Football Manager, this team that they actually do have is actually sick. Baturina, Sucic.
They got Maya.
Baturina is good, bro.
Perisic.
Perisic is dead though, man. Perisic is a dead.
Yeah, Perisic is there. Yeah. I'm gonna still side of England. I'll keep it.
Kramovic.
For now.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on to the last one. Well, semi-finals: Italy versus Portugal.
Portugal. For me, Portugal.
Italy. I don't know. No, because one thing in me is telling me they're gonna be mad, like solid, yeah. Like Italy's gonna be mad solid, mad like just rigorous, just know the system inside and out. But then you got Ronaldo in it, and something in me is telling me, like at the end of this tournament, the GOAT conversation is gonna come up again, and we're gonna be talking. The discussion's gonna, like it's gone dead for a while because of the World Cup. No one really talks about he's in Saudi Arabia. But we're going to be talking about it again. And I think Ronaldo, I'll give it Portugal. I think Portugal.
Yeah, I think I was always win the Euros.
Well, let's get there. You know what I'm saying? My team's still, you know what I mean? We might have a fighting chance in this one. Spain versus England.
England. I think they do it.
No, I don't think so.
If England was to get to this stage, do I believe that they could go through?
I think based on the manager, I feel like Southgate, he has the Bozo gene in him as well. Like if you look at the last Euros, we scored very early, then just sat back. I saw a front three of Mason Mount, Kane, and Sterling. That's a very smelly front three. Yeah, and how
that's in hindsight though, Junior. At that time, Mason Mount was off the back of winning Champions Leagues and that. Like,
yeah,
it weren't like he was the Mason Mount
like
now
where he's kind of smelly at the moment. But if you look at like the players that they had at the time, Rashford, Sancho, who else did they have? They had Saka. It's like Southgate has that bottle in him, and then his subs, he may sub someone on way too late to make an impact. He just has that bottle in him, which is why I don't think England are capable of winning anything under him, because he just makes some very dumb decisions. So
I don't know. Like, I know the narrative there is around like Southgate. I really don't see it. Like, with like the England manager job, yeah, I feel like it's the most scrutinized job. Like, any decision you make, man are gonna try counteract that. So he could start like Saka, and man will be like, why didn't he play Foden right wing? That's why he's played for City. He's ruined it. If you don't start Trent and starts Walker, if we don't win,
Liverpool
Trent will be
fans will
like,
kick off.
but no, but everyone will kick off. But Trent, he created this amount of chances against Iceland. If he starts, but he gets ripped, it's like, you knew it. He's not good enough. This is why we need James. Like, any decision he makes is going to be mad, just analysed and hyper analysed by fans and the media and stuff. When I look at it, like on paper, and I'm not an England fan, innit? He's done the best out of any manager that we've had in recent years. Consistently, like you've seen the progression, like I think year on year, and you've seen like how he's been able to get the team working, the players he's bringing through, the links with the under-21s. I think they can get to the final, and I think that we're not recognizing that we've got like we've got winners in the team. Now, this is albeit it could go tits up because defensively we could be poor. But I just think that the England team as a unit is a better unit than it has been in a long time. In a long time, that is the togetherness and stuff, and I think that counts for stuff in football.
Portugal versus England.
Oh, gee, you picked England as well. How come? What's your reasoning?
If I said the tournament's going to go one of two ways, they're going to do really well. Remember, we had this conversation the other day, and we were talking about like really the medium. Yeah, I said it's either going to be really poor or really good. This is what I think will be in terms of really good. I think if England have a good tournament, they're going to win it. If they don't, they'll get knocked out. I think the round of 16, like it'll be something. I don't think anything in the middle of that is going to change what people think in terms of, oh, yeah, was it okay? No, it's either you did really good and you won it, you did really poor and you got. I mean, round of 16 to get knocked out is poor anyway, regardless, kind of thing for England. Like to get knocked out so early, like that'd be mad. Because that's the same thing we would say if Man City or Liverpool got knocked out of the Champions League at round of 16. You'd be like, right, the tournament ain't even started yet, like, and you're getting yourself knocked out. So, yeah, I think Portugal versus England. Back to pick. I actually think England would win that game in a final. I don't know what it is. I just feel like if they get to a final, I just feel like they would win it. Like if they're already here, I feel like they would just win it. But everything Junior's saying, though, I 100% agree with you because the reality is, and big up everybody. I get it. Listen, look, you're right. Defense is poor. Bonkers is saying defense is gonna go tits up. Listen, 100%, and that's what I said. It's gonna go one of two ways. England, because they're so poor defensively and will concede goals potentially, blah blah blah. If that does happen, they're just gonna have a shit tournament. We won't even worry about them getting to this position.
Yeah, exactly.
But if they get here, I think they win it. I honestly just feel like they will just win it, and it will be stinky. Yeah, because we will hate the performance. They'll certain amount of play dead, but they'll win.
I don't even think it's that. I think if they get to this point, then the question marks we've got over the defense would have been answered.
Well,
it would have been answered.
Unless they win every game like 5-4, like then obviously that's a bit different.
Yeah, but even then even from that perspective, then this is what people want, innit? I think this is what people want. I think when we're talking about in general, when we're talking about like England and stuff, again, it's like man are complaining about the defense now, but when you had Maguire in there with everyone, man was saying that you wanted Gahey in there and you wanted Dunk and you wanted X-Man and Joe Gomez because they're not there. Now he's brought these players and now you're criticizing the defense. I'm hearing people saying, oh, we're gonna miss Maguire in the air and that. Like, bruv, it's the same as club football, bruv. Man don't have an opinion and are just toing and throwing because ultimately they're not the ones making the decision, in my opinion. Yeah. So like, this is what people wanted. You wanted Southgate to pick players based on form, right? So Maddison and Grealish haven't gone. They haven't gone, innit? Like Rashford hasn't gone. But man are complaining that Rashford hasn't gone.
No.
Like, bruv, you have to pick, innit? You either do it based on form and then trust. Like, this should be what a lot of England fans should want. Like, finally, yes, we're picking players that are good. We're picking the likes of Eze. We're picking players that don't play for they're not just playing because they play for the top 4 teams. He hasn't gone and picked Henderson. He hasn't gone and picked these players. He hasn't gone and picked Sterling. But you're complaining, they're saying the team's not strong enough.
No, listen, I don't disagree. I don't disagree with that. But I'll leave them up there. Obviously, that's who I've just gone with, as I feel like, based on what we were just looking at, that's kind of, you know what I mean, how I kind of see things. But again, like, listen, we don't know. And there's a lot that obviously I didn't put in. Like, I didn't want to go through every single team and what they were going to do and points wise. And I don't know, because that could change a lot. For example, we got Spain going quite far in this tournament, but we all spoke here about Spain, that group looking kind of techie. And what if they only score 1 goal and they lose one, and then but they somehow finish third on just 1 goal? Do you get what I mean? Like, all of a sudden now they don't even make it through in terms of the best performing third place teams. So they might not even be there. So then the other team comes in, which then changes things a little bit. So yeah, man, I think we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. But guys, I'm going to wrap it up there. We've been on it for about 2.5 hours. And I need to actually head out. I was supposed to leave half an hour ago, but conversation was a bit too good. Junior, Jerry, big up to yourselves, man, for joining me this afternoon. I hope you guys are blessed as well. Junior, man, have you got anything coming up, man? Anything on the page or anything like that? Obviously, I know you said you're studying and stuff like that, but have you got anything coming up so the people can obviously tune in? His @ is in my description, by the way, alongside Jerry's as well. Junior, you got anything?
I think like I said before, GCSEs I have until Friday.
Okay, cool.
When I finished, and after I'll probably be more free, doing more previews on certain teams. I am preparing for the Netherlands versus France game. I've got my 11 prepared, tactics, where can we hit them. So yeah, that's it really.
Nah, man, big up for that. Hey, David Goggins, man, the man them are asking for you, you know. I'm saying, I don't know who you owe money in that, but they're asking for you, you know. They're like, where's that Jerry?
Who's asking for me?
Like, everyone's just asking for you, bro. Like, they say, yo, like, where's Jerry, man? He owes me a couple bills, and you know what I mean? It's a bit crazy and that.
More time I don't owe anyone bills, man. If I've taken bills off you, those are my bills now, bro. If anything, you owe me some more. But yeah, man. Big up to G. Make sure we're smashing the likes on GTV. I assume you'll be doing content surrounding the Euros and that.
Yeah, around England's road to the final. I will be
exactly
as we've picked already, England's road to the final. So yeah, guys, just make sure you stay tuned in. Make sure you stay locked in as always. Just keep your notification bells on over the next couple of days. I will be a bit busy, but yeah, I'll be back live maybe tomorrow, kind of thing. Well, of course, we'll have to wait and see. Big up Angel inside, and big up to everybody who joined in, man. Guys, please make sure before you head out, if you haven't done so already, smash the like button, and I'll catch you guys soon. Peace.